right, guys, N-word review time. You know the rules. One listen, and then we're going to judge. This N-word comes from Dave Portnoy. He's the president of Barstool. Again, one listen. You know the rules. Scores between 1 and 10. We're going to rank it and go.
To all my niggas that been living it up.
Okay. I mean, it's got a lot of crunch. I would say it's more of like a New England.
No. New England people are much more comfortable saying that word.
Really? You think there was a slight discomfort?
There was a little awkwardness with it.
Level of racism, would you say?
Level of racism was low.
I think low.
Yeah.
More like a don't date my daughter.
Yeah, mediocre racism.
Mediocre, like don't move in my neighborhood, but you know, you could play
cheesy.
on my... It's cheesy.
A little cheesy.
It was a little cheesy. Like you could play on the same AAU team as my son.
Right.
You know what I mean? But don't really infiltrate the family.
Right, exactly.
Right. I hear
Exactly.
you. Okay. Should we keep playing it?
Sure.
Let's see.
What you do, it's gonna be hit after hit. He'll just yell something in his EDP like twang, like "fuck this nigga," like in the
Whoa!
Okay.
Now that one was a little hot. That one came in a
That was
little
like
hot.
lava.
That one was
like lava. Just bubbling off the plate.
I mean, wow. I would say that one. Al, you were the final judge on that one, but that one had, I would say, about a 6.8.
Ooh, 6.8.
What would you go on? 6.8?
I mean, it came in a little hot. The execution, I give it some points for style.
Style? You give it some style points?
Some style points.
Okay, decent style points.
Give it a nice 1.6. 1.6. Solid 1.6. It's a solid.
It gets a lot more races?
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like that N-word wouldn't carry a noose with it. You know what I mean? It's not like a noose.
Yeah, no.
It might be like, you cut me off. Hey.
Yeah.
That's more like you're in my lane. You cut me off, and I don't know anything else about you.
This is my lane. What are you doing here?
What are you doing in my lane?
Yeah.
Even though my ancestors brought you here to make you be in my, but still.
Yeah,
okay.
that was more of like no barbecuing in the park type of, you know. That was what it was.
Either with a Karen N-word.
Yeah.
All right, keep
Herman
going.
Portnoy.
Central Park Portnoy? Is that what you called him?
Oh, yeah.
Central Park Portnoy. All right, let's go. Keep going.
Oh, my God.
and everyone's like, "What?" And then he'll just go quiet for like another 20 minutes. And then he'll say something like, "Bring the bitch ass nigga, fucking rape him."
Whoa. The elevated voice. That's how I talk to my puppy. That can't be hateful. That's how I talk to my little baby Sabi. I mean, if you raise your voice multiple octaves, if you go into like apologetic, like girlfriend mode, like us apologizing to our girls, not like they would.
That's like when Mark's lying.
Let me not confuse things.
Yeah, that's like when Mark's lying.
Did Portnoy go full Mark Lyon voice?
He's like,
I press record on the camera. I swear to God, no. You know, I remember during your set, I press record on the camera.
Oh, what are those?
Mark, since that's your voice, what would you rate that N-word right there?
Yeah.
Well, it's cute and it had like
high cuteness factor.
Yeah,
high cuteness.
High cuteness. It was like crispy around the front end and like softer around the A. So I give that like a 7.1.
You go 7.1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
lord!
a good score, man.
Are we ranking N-words or N-dicks? And I'm just But in all seriousness, Al, you are the final judge on these N-words. Obviously, this is not our place to judge. So go.
Yeah. That one, I don't know. It started hot, smooth delivery. Smooth delivery. I gotta give that one a 3.5. 3.5.
3.5.
Okay.
You named it a W dick.
Okay.
W.
White, bro. I don't know. C dick. I'm trying to keep it consistent. If you guys have no clue what we're doing right now, the cancel culture came after Barstool owner. Is he the owner? I think he's still the owner. Of,
CEO?
CEO or something. No, the CEO's a woman.
Okay.
They got a nice little smoke screen.
Okay, yeah. They have to make another hire after this.
Bye, white girl. We need Candace Owens. Yo, no, but that was genius. Like, you get called sexist and shit.
100%.
And then you just get a woman to be your CEO,
100%.
and then she is that shield.
That was Call Her Daddy's leverage, I thought.
What was it?
That they're women that are like the forefront of this network. They're like they're the guys. That's why he was offering deals in his apology. He was like, I never would offer this deal to anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I got 2 women right here that are like the people from my network.
My bad, Dave.
Hey, man. You started off a bad 2020 for David Portnoy, yo.
I didn't know he was dropping M-bombs all over the place. But so basically, the cancel culture came after him. They probably went through every single thing Barstool's ever put out, and they're trying to. I mean, that clearly looks like a targeted hit. They're like editing the video.
Can I say my problem with this?
Yes, please go.
First of all, well, let's not get in the serious part yet. This appears to be some kind of stand-up comedy situation. The way he's holding the microphone, the way he's holding the mic stand.
Yep.
You can't release open mic footage like that, yo.
Bro.
Come on, yo.
That's not his good material yet.
That's not the good. That's not the polished.
He didn't understand like the genius thing of taking a bite of pizza.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't there yet. Like the revolutionary innovation in content, which is.
And he didn't wait till he got to stage and delivered like a Kramer N-word. That's a strong 6.1 that he did. That was a 6.1.
I'm trying to understand Al's scale. So is the scale based on how racist you really think the person is, or how well executed the N-word is?
Both.
So it's like if they're
Kramer
not
gets a 6?
Son, there's been some 9s. So
who got a 9?
like I would say like 200 years ago, you'd heard 9s all. Everywhere you went.
What about a white lady in a grocery store being told to put a mask on? Like, what kind of N-word does that get?
Oh, that's a measly 2.2.
That's it?
That's a 2.
Oh, dude, we need to show the video later. I think her name on Twitter is Tina40. This is my like dream woman. I mean, this is
that's your dream.
Do you know who she is?
I know.
Oh my God, we got to get this up, but we'll stay on this for right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go through all his stuff, find everything he said. They're like, hey, let's cancel him. Let's get this guy out of here. I don't think Barstool's fans really care. I from when I watch it, I don't think that he's saying this in a hateful way. If anything, I just think he's arrogant. Like sometimes you think when you don't have any like black friends, like you think that this word is less harmful than it is.
Yeah. And
I don't expect Dave to have any black friends. I'm sure he grew up in a place that's quite segregated, maybe in New England or something like that. And then you don't know that it's that bad, and you hear it in like music, and you hear black people saying it all the time. You're like, well, okay, well they're saying it all the time. And it doesn't seem that bad.
Can it be?
How hateful can
it
be? Yeah, and I think that a lot of white people do that. And I think if maybe you're someone like us that actually grows up with black people, and you hear how upset they get when someone, not even them, like a friend of theirs or any black person is called the N-word by a white person, you're like, fuck, I could never say that word.
Right.
And it's really easy not to say the word. Like I've been on podcasts for fucking hours a week, every single week for the last, 6 years of my life.
And you only drop 5.
There's only 5 N-words that I've said, and it was a Trinidad James song. They all happened in a row, dude. It was like one instance, you know what I mean?
Nah, I respect you. Like you've never even slipped.
Yeah.
I respect that a lot.
I don't do it, but it's something I just never did. That's, that being said, I think we do draw a distinction between like a hateful person and someone who says that in terms of like repeating someone else. It seemed like he was repeating. And I'm not about to put the indictment on hate on him.
No.
I don't think he's a hateful guy.
No.
I just think that he just doesn't have any black friends and probably didn't grow up with a lot of diversity and just doesn't know.
I'm not giving him that easy of an out.
And you don't have to.
Yeah.
No. So what is
everybody knows you don't say it. Like you don't need black friends to know you don't say it. And the only reason why he felt comfortable to say it in that room because there was no one black in the room.
Yeah.
And so it's like
also probably
he knew he was doing something wrong, and he probably just didn't think. He thought that was like just for the show. Probably won't live forever in the moment.
I think there's a little bit of like.
Okay, go.
I think I can get away with this.
Yes.
Let me
It's
see what I can get away with.
Yeah, it's arrogance. It's like I think a lot of white people look at saying the N-word no different than like making a retard joke or making a sexist joke. A lot of white people have no black friends, right? Just don't know any black people, right? Okay. So I think they're like, oh, this is taboo. Just as taboo as me making a retard joke. Just as taboo as me making a sexist joke. the more like
I could see that point.
Only white people in your life, you know what I mean? Like boat shoe whites, if you will. Like they don't know anything about how this word affects people outside of like a history textbook.
Right.
Right? Or what they see on World Star or some shit like that. And he knows he's never going to run into any black people. Well, now things are probably different, but in the initial stages of Barstool, I don't know if there are any black people there.
No.
They have one black guy there, the midget.
Yeah.
He can handle him.
Again,
Shouts to him, but I don't think he's that worried of what his reaction is going to be. And I think they sponsored him to come here from Africa.
yeah, he checked all the boxes with that hire. Like, let's just get this one guy.
We got
everything.
black, midget, we got woman. See, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
So that I think is the question that we got to look at when we look at like how people say things, especially if they're like in the guise of getting a rise or getting some laughter.
Judge them by intent.
Exactly. We always say that. What is the intent? Not the intention. I don't think the intention was hateful. It maybe is a learning moment. And, you know, maybe his reaction to it now is like, yo, that was stupid. I was something I would never do now. I think he even said that on the thing.
Yeah, probably.
Al, what is your thing? What is your feeling on that? The idea that like
his apology, you mean?
Yeah, like where he basically came out. He was like, "Look, these are jokes." Here's the thing that I didn't like. He was basically like, "Yo, these are jokes that they would do in The Office." No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, that's like
there's a lot of episodes of The Office. I don't think they were throwing M-bombs around in The Office.
Like they had racially insensitive jokes in the beginning of The Office, but none where the M-bomb was dropped. So it's like to try to group it with that, it's like he's trying to.
There's one where they allude
it.
to him doing like the Chris Rock N-words versus black people bit, but the point is,
but they stop it for that, and he's getting in trouble for saying that.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's what I was
this guy's just having fun saying.
I don't know his background. My assumption is like a rich white kid who just never had any minority friends, and now he's in this world where he's forced to interact with people who are from all walks of life, and they probably has realized later on in life, oh shit, that word really affects people. I'm not going to make that as a taboo joke.
Yeah.
But it's just typical, like, you know, like spoiled white kid thing.
I would just respect any white person more, well, especially if they're not using it in a hateful way, but just be like, yo, my bad. At the time I knew it was wrong, but I was around people that I knew they wouldn't mind. Like, just own up for it, take full accountability, and don't try to like, because if you take full accountability for it, then it's like, all right, you realize you fucked up.
Yeah.
They also can't really speak up if you pay them. You know what I mean? Like, if a white person, it's just a tough position. If you're a white dude, that's my boss. He's saying it in a way that I know isn't hateful. I'm a white dude. He pays me. Do I just risk my job and be like, yo, don't use that word, even if it's joking?
Yeah, so like everybody's trying to pay their bills, essentially.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
That's bad if you have just yes men around you.
Yeah, keep that same energy about the Nazis.
I mean, if the Nazis are trying to be funny, you know what I mean?
Yo, isn't that how people always jump to shit? Like, you do anything, like, you don't become Superman in any moment, and they're like, yeah, that's what happened with the Nazis. Right? Like someone doesn't recycle their shit. You're like, oh, you're just going to let it happen? Yeah, what about the Nazis?
Oh, you're just going to let it go to the landfill, get incinerated, huh?
How hilarious. Jesus Christ. Yo, so are we done with the Portnoy discussion? Anything else?
Nah.
Yeah, I just, you know, it's not that hard to not use a word, like you said. I feel like you should be able to say, as a rule, you should be able to say whatever you want, and then the N-word is the exception that proves the rule.
Keep going on that. What do you mean by that?
They always say, oh, that's the exception that proves the rule. I think say whatever you want. The N-word is the one exception, and that's the exception that proves the rule.
Yeah.
Like, say whatever you want.
We have exceptions in life, right? Yeah. Like, the December 25th is no more an important day than any other day, but we decide it's Christmas, and we decide everybody doesn't work, and we decide that we hang out with our family. It is a myth that we all choose to believe in, right? Yep. Now, I'm not saying the N-word being a bad word is a myth, but it is something that we've kind of like culturally all accepted, and it's this weird way of like atoning for like horrible behavior. Does it make up for it? Is it the 40 acres and a mule? Absolutely not. But it's this way where like every race, especially white people, can go, look, some fucked up things have happened to black people.
Yeah.
The very least that I can do is avoid this one fucking word.
Yeah.
Right? And I think when you say it as a white guy, I don't know, you explain to me how you feel, but the assumption is like, you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Just like, you can't even just fucking do that.
That's exactly how I feel.
We're just asking you just don't say one fucking word. A lot of shitty things have happened. We barely ask for anything. You know?
Yeah. So that's why our reaction is like really, like, that's why I think that our reaction is over the top.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you're really just, you already got your foot on our neck or knee, and you're digging it in.
Al coming with the jokes, bro.
Okay, and you're just like digging it in.
Yeah,
like it's like you don't have like you. That is such an easy thing for you to not do.
And then the people will always be like, yeah, but if we all treated people equally, we would all say the word. And it's like, yeah, that'd be nice if we were all equal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, ideally, in an ideal world, and someone will cut this and like snip it out, but in an ideal world, I imagine black people would love it if we were so equal that that word meant nothing.
Yeah.
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 Right? Like, that's the ideal world, is that there was so much there was an equitable relationship of all races where you could say whatever you want to him, you could say whatever you want to me, I could say whatever I want to you. Unfortunately, because there is this kind of class and race dynamic that exists, some of these words fucking sting extra.
And it's just too much history tied up with that particular word. So it's like, I don't think you'll ever.
How you feel with non-white people, but also not black
Yo,
people?
just say it, son.
Nah,
just say it.
Never.
You fucking sand cracker. Say it.
Nah, bro.
Akash, you gonna say that word, bro?
Nah, never.
Be honest, bro.
Never.
Be honest.
I'm honest, yo.
What happens when the black guy came into GMC to get some creatine and then ran out without paying your moms?
Hey, you ain't gonna catch that motherfucker, mom. To be honest, I didn't even think he needed the creatine in the first place. He looked pretty goddamn jacked, if you ask me. I don't know. He got that one. He got that one. Let a Chinese kid steal something. I'll get him. I catch that motherfucker. That guy ain't got it.
So there's certain races you just don't chase out the
Why
store.
bother? Why even bother?
Mom, you know how many of these pills I'd have to eat before you didn't even catch that motherfucker? Mark, your thoughts?
About what specifically?
Just black people. No, I'm joking. Your thoughts about the N-word or like what happened here?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Portnoy is just like being arrogant, irreverent, same deal. Like, doesn't have black people to know. But at the same time, I didn't really grow up around that many black people, and I also just knew, like, yeah, don't say it. Like, specifically in a public forum on the internet where it's broadcast, like, I don't really know what he was thinking. But also, I don't know what the media was. Like, what was that thing? Was it a live thing? Was it something else? Like, if it's going to be recorded and put out and you know it is, why even risk it?
Yeah,
you know, like,
you're probably leaning into the taboo of it, and like you're almost using it as like a marketing tool.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Using the flagrancy as a marketing tool. What kind of animal would do something
so
like
low.
that? I mean, what pieces of garbage?
Honestly, classless behavior.
I mean, just build your whole content.
Have some moral fiber.
Have some class.
Character.
You white cracker. Wait, what did we have for white people? Oh, yeah, you got to say it. What was it?
A bunch of white niggas over there, man. See, now that was a nice solid 7-3 right there, man.
Anyway, what's up, y'all? You know it's Flagrant 2, man. Akash Singh. I'm Andrew Schultz. We got Alex Media in the building. We got Mark Gagnon in the building.
What's up?
Yo, so here's the thing. We all had a pretty interesting weekend. Al went to a bachelor party in, can I say where?
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mark, Akash, and myself did stand-up comedy for the first time in
3 months.
3 months. So clearly what's more interesting are all the whores that Al fucks in Puerto Rico. So fuck our little, I was a little nervous. Yeah. Let's describe what happened, and I bet you it's the exact same thing. Like, I was a little nervous at first, but then I got into it, and then, you know what, it was pretty comfortable. It felt natural.
Yeah.
Cheating on my girl with Latin women just felt great.
Nah. I honestly think your acting shit you guys were doing in the green room was probably more exciting.
Son, the acting shit we gotta do, son.
That was hot.
We gotta keep. I did that with my girl once when we were away. You know what I mean? You know what happens when you a girl away? You just run out of shit to talk about. You gotta cook up some games out in this bitch. So, but yo, it was. If y'all didn't see it on the Instagram, basically what we did is we challenged each other. You had to take an emotion and then walk in the door with that emotion.
Yeah.
And
Gagnon, what'd you get?
Oh, I got crestfallen.
Crestfallen.
Yeah. You couldn't tell?
Fuck is crestfallen?
Son, I didn't know either. I gave it
Shit
to
is
him.
like super sad.
Son, I thought that shit was a video game, dude. Crestfallen 4, that new shit coming for Xbox.
How'd you give him something you ain't even know?
I just heard of the word and I was like, that's a fire word.
That
It's
is a
mad.
fire word.
And I really was like, yo, Mark's smart enough to know what that means. I really just want to know the definition without asking them and then judging me. So I figured Mark would walk in, I'd be like, I bet I could use that word now.
And my performance was good enough that you knew what it was, right?
Nah, your
That shit was
performance
trash,
sucked.
yo.
You flipped your hair back and forth.
Yo.
What is that?
Willow Smith, that hot ass little kid.
Mark coming through it. Yo, Mark out here defending Shane Dawson. Mark's referencing the whole Smith family came at
Some YouTubers.
who they came at.
It's hot for YouTubers right now, yo.
Yo, it's hot. Hold on.
So it's hot for everybody right now.
It really is, yo.
This climate.
They gonna try to come for me. We're gonna see how much you love me, Mo. Everybody listen, we're gonna see how much love you got for the kid, because they're gonna come for me. Let me tell you, if they do, I'm releasing a sex tape.
with Mark.
Nah, it's got to be with Al to not be racist and homophobic.
Damn, come on,
and
I'm trying to get
Find
out
the fucking-
Nah, get Aka.
Get that
Get
black nigga
Al,
from bar
He
school.
checks all the boxes.
Yeah.
I'm
Nah,
getting
I'm
some
not
black
backing up.
tranny and I'm smoking her out, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'm not playing no games.
Hey, yo, Laverne Cox, holla.
Oh, I don't know about her, bro. I need a fresh scooped.
Nah, you gotta take down that trans.
What do you
Like,
mean?
you gotta take down the fucking goat, so it could be like, huh, I fucked the trans.
Caitlyn, I gotta take down Caitlyn.
Caitlyn or Laverne Cox. And you're
Or
not
Laverne
racist
Cox.
either.
Would you eat that puss? I feel like I'd eat that puss. It's not even a puss.
It's fresh as brand
Yeah,
new.
it's- you know what I mean? That's fresh out the oven.
That shit just got to market.
That look like a sourdough loaf. Right?
If it looked like a sourdough loaf, I might pass on that.
Nah, you just
got
add a
yeast
little
on it and
butter?
shit?
Hey, bro, they all got yeast. What are we supposed to do out here? Your girl never had a yeast infection?
Nah.
Your girl never had a yeast infection? Mine neither, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about. You know what I mean? I don't know none of y'all. Shit. You know what I mean? What, y'all girls get that shit? Some dirty ass bitches? Nah, we clean over here looking like elf pussy. Ooh, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Lord of the Rings. Aerosmith's daughter. What's that bitch name? You know that
some
pussy
nymphs?
tastes like vanilla.
Some nymph.
That nymph.
Nymph, yeah.
That nymph
Yeah,
puss.
she a nymph.
That nymph puss.
Oh, man.
Weren't they asexual?
Say what?
Weren't the elves asexual?
That don't depend on them.
What? Wait. Never mind. Keep going.
I'm just saying, like, if a lesbian is a lesbian, but I'm straight, and we decide to consensually fuck,
There you go. There you go.
I don't care what you are. Do you know what I'm saying? As long as like, it don't matter what you're, as long as we both consent to it, you could be the whole time like, I like pussy. I'm like, yeah, me too. Why these lesbians try to act like we don't get it? You think saying you like pussy gonna change my mind? Shit.
Oh, man. Now we just got something to talk about after.
Good say, brother. I'm fucking.
So Al, you got some pussy out there in Puerto Rico?
Nah, I didn't. It was like, because everything's still pretty much locked down. It's like 50-50 how it is here in New York.
Right.
But one thing, yo, Puerto Rico, they might not have electricity, but they're handling COVID like better than any place I've ever been. So,
Word?
yeah.
Why?
Off the airport, off the plane, they questionnaire you, take your temperature, ask if you were around anybody who had it. Every establishment, you have to have a mask. My fucking hotel, they fucking take your temperature to come in.
What they taking your temperature with if they don't got no fucking electricity? They just put the back of their hand to your forehead?
Nah, the infrared gun.
Oh.
Yeah, like that. On it. And I asked the hotel, I was like, yo, what if one of us had a temperature? They're like, you can't come in.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you lead into your Puerto Ricanness there?
I tried. It
I
wasn't
saw you.
coming out, son.
I saw you wore sunglasses inside a pool, like underneath the water. And I was
Yeah.
like, that might be the most Puerto Rican thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
entire life. If you had some diamond studs on those fucking glasses.
Nah, we had a good time, man.
No hoes though?
Nah, no hoes.
Man, y'all gay,
You know,
bro.
we just chilling.
No hoes, bro? Bachelor party?
Just reading books and stuff, you know.
Oh, I got you peeling the pages.
Yeah, we chilling.
I see that. You ever flip through your girl's pussy like that? You're just like... Y'all need to play with your girls' pussies more, bro. That's probably why they ain't got no yeast in there.
Those dirty ass fingers all over.
Son, low key, bro. So we went and did stand up. Man, it was great to be back on stage. Al, you were missed. Obviously, we love having you on the road, but
Yeah, I can't wait to go back.
yo,
Are
man,
you going back?
yeah, we going back. I think July. July's next gig. We got Orlando. Hopefully, the Corona shit gets figured out there. I know my girl tripping on all that shit. But yeah, man, it was great to be back on stage. Did you enjoy it,
Yeah, it was great. It was the best.
Mark?
Yeah, it was cool. It was like, it was weird being back out there.
The
Why?
vibe was heavy in the room. We talked about that.
Okay,
Like,
go.
there's just so much shit going on in the world, and everybody's battling this virus. So the Friday shows for sure, it was just like everybody's a little bit more tense. You
Yeah.
had to fight through that.
Yo, if y'all bombed, it's all good, bro. Y'all can talk about that. Yo,
Is it fucked up to ask if comedians bomb? I don't know if you're allowed to
It's all
ask.
good, bro. It is what it is, bro.
I only bombed like 4 out of the 5. Like the fifth one, there was silence. So.
Akash was slapping. I'm not gonna lie. Mark too on the last show. He figured out by the last show. And shout out to our boy Matt McCoy. Matt McCoy was there. I didn't even know what the fuck Matt was doing in the beginning. Matt came on some of the shows, bro. Matt got to be the funniest motherfucker, bro. He's in our videos. We asked him on the Friday show. We're like, yo, you want to go up? He's like, nah, I got to prepare a little bit. I'll come by tomorrow. He came by tomorrow. I don't know what he prepared between we gotta get our boy Matt on the podcast, bro. Shout out, Matt. I love that motherfucker, low key, bro. I love that motherfucker bombing his ass off. I love his ass. I love him.
Nah, it's foul because he's not here to defend himself and how hard he fucking bombed.
Son, I think that was payback for how bad I bombed his corporate gig that he got.
We
us
never
from.
talked about that on the podcast.
Son,
yo.
God bless. We never talked about.
No, yo.
Matt got me this corporate gig, man,
Got me
and
on it.
Akash,
Yep.
and we're making stupid money. And Matt was just so great. He flew us down there, and it was in Florida, and I don't
It was
know
a
what.
private gig for some like real estate company.
Yeah,
but
like-
like rich real estate, not
Rich
some regular
people.
shit.
Yeah, rich people, and we were down there, and Akash went up, and Akash smashed, and I went up afterwards. I had a good first, maybe like 2 minutes. No, we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew, no, I did like decently enough. It was a shitty setup. You did as well as you could do. Whatever, you get off.
I thought you
it's
did
a job,
good, bro.
Andrew goes up there, and I'm like listening a little bit, and he's crushing. So I'm like, he's good, and I just walk off. I hear him crushing. Then all of a sudden, I walk back by, and it's just mad quiet. He's still talking.
So there was a change in the energy. And so what changed the energy was there was one boss that like nobody really liked, so I was making fun of him, and then this other guy went to the bathroom, and then I thought it would be really funny if when the other guy went to the bathroom, if I looked at the boss and I was like, hey, why don't you follow him to the bathroom, and when you're there, bend over so he could fuck you in your ass.
And they told us to be clean.
Oh yeah, that's another part. So they said, we couldn't curse. I don't know why I felt comfortable doing that.
Because he was kind of dirty up top and crushing.
I was dirty.
And then
on the
so
top.
sometimes you're up there and you just take a shot.
Yeah.
And this
But that was a weird shot because there wasn't even anything clever about it.
that's when they shut the shit down.
Yeah.
He's talking about the CEO or like the number 2 in the entire company.
Yeah.
And he's talking about him getting fucked in his ass,
Yeah.
but not in a clever way. Just,
Yeah.
hey, go get fucked in your ass.
Yo, son, it was so quiet. Like, you know when they're like, you could hear the record screech, right?
Dead ass.
No, this is how quiet it was. I heard in another part of the restaurant somebody asking for more bread. son, I said it and nobody said anything, and I distinctly heard, "Excuse me, can we have some more bread, please? Thank you." And I was like, "Oh, that's not a good sign."
Oh my God.
And then I had to do another 25 minutes, at which point, this is the craziest I've ever bombed, bro. I start going into material, right? And it's just not the right place for material, especially my material, right? At one point, the owner that I said about the fuck to the ass goes up, stands up in the middle of the joke, walks up to the side of the stage as if he's being like sneaky. There's no stage. We're just in front of tables.
Yeah.
He walks to the side. He goes, I think that's enough. So I think that's enough. I think that's good. Yeah, dude. I'm even getting hot thinking about it.
Yeah, son.
Like I'm getting hot underneath this shirt that
It
I'm
would
wearing
make
right
you feel
now.
better. Andrew was there for one of my biggest bombs ever. I can't even say the biggest, but you remember Singapore Raffles?
Oh boy.
Yo, that shit. We did a show in Singapore. We did a couple. First show goes great. Second show,
The England Club?
yeah, we're at this like English club in Singapore. You know, I think
boy.
they colonized Singapore back in the day or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is like a colonial ass club with colonial ass British white people. And I go up there and I start bombing. And then I start realizing like these motherfuckers
Colonized.
really are like, they got like a colonial mentality and they don't like me. And I know that. And I'm like, trying to still win them over, and it's this horrible ass experience of trying to win over these people I think are racist, and they are just not having it, and I just keep bombing harder and harder. And I think I yelled at somebody, another comic, after I got off stage, that Australian guy. He said something, and he was being annoying the whole time, and I had such a bad set. I was like, yo, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody cares.
Bro, I remember seeing you up there, dog. And it wasn't a great scenario, but I knew that it was like, you felt like you were dancing for your like oppressor. Right? You felt like that, right?
You killed me, yeah.
And then you just started lashing out. And I'm like, bro, these guys paid us to go around the world.
Yeah.
Like around the world.
boy.
They put us up in Singapore. We like were a pain in the ass to deal with, kind of low key. Because we demanded to be in Singapore, not Malaysia. Remember that?
Oh, no, I don't remember that.
Oh, that was me.
Well, you didn't bomb.
I want to be in no third world ass country for longer than I gotta be.
Hey, man, that guy that brought us loved Andrew, even though Andrew's a pain in the ass, and he liked me until that show, and then after that, I felt him cool off.
Really?
I felt him I was like, hey, man, thanks for the show. Sorry about that one. He's like, yeah, man, it happens. So here's your ticket to Malaysia.
He sent your ass to Malaysia, bro.
Send me to the third world, yo.
Anyway, Matt bombed worse than that. That's what we're trying to say. We love you, Matt. We love you. You can come with us anytime, bro.
Nah, I heard laughs, though. I did hear laughs.
We're joking. We're fucking around. There was a couple. Anyway, so it was cool being back on stage. I'll be honest, I like being nervous again for the first time. I miss being nervous.
Yeah.
And I felt some nerves. You know what I mean? It was good, and the crowds were there. And there's an interesting energy switch in the crowds that I've noticed. Whereas like when everything was good and life was good, right?
Yeah.
And I understand when I'm saying life is good, that yes, it's like
Relatively speaking.
you know what the fuck I mean.
Generally, the
Yeah,
society's
like-
doing well. It
yes,
seems.
exactly, right? So we focus on all the things that are bothering us.
Yeah.
Right? And when life was good, we focus on like how words are bad
Yeah.
and how behavior is toxic and all these other things that
Microaggressions.
microaggressions, yes. And when we were doing comedy during that time, we were fighting for the right to do comedy.
Yeah.
And it was we were like at war, you know, we were like
Yeah.
fighting for the right to do these jokes and fighting for the right to say what we want, right? And now the energy is shifted. Now that you have something that is a fucking global pandemic and the people are anxious, they don't know what their future is going to be. You know what they want?
Race riots, like it's
Their race riot. You know what they want? They want a release.
They want silly.
They want silly. They want fun. They want a party.
Lighthearted, yeah.
It's like when in the 80s, like after or kind of like at the tail end of the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
You know, people wanted rock and roll and hair metal and
Right.
just like let's party all night long, and that's the type of music that came out of it because we realized shit can be really fucked up out there. We have perspective about how fucked up the world is, so we value fun again. And it was really cool to see that shift in the audience. Like they just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, not for Matt, But they really wanted to. Matt, we love you, Matt. Matt did not bomb bad, bro. A little bit, but he did not bomb bad. Anyway, did you feel that too?
Yeah, I did. And then I said this to you. It kind of reminds me of like watching Bollywood movies growing up. It was always so colorful and bright, and everybody's rich, and everybody, like, they have problems and whatever, but it's all rich people shit. And I was always like curious about that. And then in America, you see like these gritty ass films. And I realized, yo, in India, you want to get away from life. Life is fucking hard all the time. Let me get out of this and go escape. This is an escape again.
What was the like industry that popped during the Great Depression?
Movies?
Film, right?
Yeah.
And I would imagine that all the films were aspirational.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm sure you're going to see, what's the fucking thing? Lenny and whatever.
Of Mice and Men.
Of Mice and Men, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? But I imagine there's going to be like fun, aspirational films which showcase a life that, you know, you would like to be living and give you a fucking break.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to have that shift and do comedy.
You know, actually, what the biggest movie in, the biggest, most like highest grossing comedy in the American history is The Hangover. And it dropped like right as the stock market was collapsing in 2008 and all that shit. And The Hangover is not the greatest comedy of all time.
But you just need that fun, that
need
release.
This shit, yo. This is just silly. Dude's getting drunk. Somebody gets lost. Like all this wild stuff. Let's just forget. Everything seems to be collapsing around us, and let's just
take
go have
our
some fun.
minds off of the misery.
Yeah.
And I love having a role in culture that's important, at least comedically.
Yeah.
Like when I mean important, I'm not talking about essential work or important. I'm talking about like having you remove some of your stress because life is fucking stressful now.
Yeah.
Like, not that you're stressed out about microaggressions. You're stressed out about job.
And macroaggressions.
Macro. This shit is macro,
Yeah,
for
son.
real. So it's cool to be existing in a time where comedy is valuable and comedy is important. And, yeah, thank you guys to everybody who came out, man. We got more shows on the books. Go check them out. TheAndrewSchultz.com for the schedules. And Akash, I hope you'll come with us, man. I want you to come on the road.
Would love to.
It was so much fun having you there, and not Alex.
Yeah, the green room sure looked fun.
Did you get a little jealous?
No.
You miss it? Nah? You were knee deep in hooker puss?
Nah, I was reading books, man. Tearing through them pages.
Come on, man. I learned.
Okay. What else we got cooking, boys? I mean, this has been an interesting week. I got a couple little things that I want to discuss with you, but
Holler, throw them out there.
okay. So obviously white women are going through it.
Oh, it's tough. It's a tough time to be a white woman.
Yeah, there's white women. Obviously the Kanye shit I want to discuss, the Kanye Gap thing.
He also released a music video.
Ooh, I didn't see the music
Well-timed.
video
It just
yet.
dropped
Yeah,
today.
it just dropped like
Like
right
an hour.
before we started
Oh,
recording.
with Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I was seeing the UFC fights were
You gotta-
great.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's first talk about these white ladies, man. Do you feel like this is the new version? How do you describe this? It's like the media, the news specifically, latches onto an idea or concept and then pushes everything out there that fits the narrative of that idea or concept.
Right.
Is there a term for that? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this happened obviously after the George Floyd shooting. You saw like anytime there was police brutality or any instance of that, it was pushed out by every media outlet. Now, these things have been happening. The Breonna Taylor situation didn't even get close to the amount of attention from the news media until after George Floyd. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Who's the what's his name?
Elijah McClain or
Elijah
something?
McClain was months ago. Now we're hearing about it.
Right? So it's like now I feel like the same thing is happening with like enraged white women.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like any girl that gets upset at a grocery store because of this mask.
Yeah. White women been throwing fits.
That's what they do.
Yeah. They don't know how to exist without it.
They don't. I think there's something about. Was that our door?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think there's something that we should acknowledge with white women, which is they're not a fan of inconvenience.
Oh, no.
And I think that they a lot of times mistake harassment with inconvenience.
Interesting.
Do you remember that white bitch who was walking through New York City and
People were saying hi.
they were like, hello, or
was
something like
like
that, or
street
something
harassment,
horrible,
yeah.
like smile, like something absolutely evil, right? Diabolical, right? That could ruin
How are
your whole
you?
day. How are you?
Monsters.
How was your day? Just a disgusting pig of a fucking human being. A real Dave Portnoy, if you will. Okay? She made a whole fucking viral video about like, you know, chivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that, right? Like, wasn't that video just about how nice motherfuckers are in New York City? Like, But that to me, she was like, look at all the street harassment I'm feeling, right? Akash, take us to India, right? Show us a whole new world. Take us to India, and what would the street harassment maybe look like?
I have a bit about this.
Right.
I say, street harassment looks like in India, and then I just do this.
If you guys are watching, I don't know if you could say rape with your eyes better than that.
Yeah.
Son, I had a guy do that to my mom for an entire train ride.
No.
And I was just like, do I need to kill this person?
Yes,
What's going on?
Yes,
Like,
motherfucker. Why you just let that rock?
Why don't you say something?
Because you don't know how many motherfuckers this guy got with him. You don't know, like, just because I could beat up most of
you
you.
soft,
You gotta get
son.
beat up in front of your mob, son.
Son, you got to prove to your mom she's safe, bro. Was your mom juggling her tits or something?
Also, you don't want to beat up your new dad. You know what I mean? So I get that part though.
I'll kill everybody in this room, though. We're being for real about things. You know what I mean?
He's like, I keep talking about my mom juggernaut. This is gonna be a problem.
She was so unfazed by it, though. She was just like, yeah, we can do it.
Yo, but do all of our moms have huge ass fucking tits? Does everybody in this room's mom have big fucking tits?
I actually don't feel comfortable talking about this because I haven't seen y'all's moms. So if y'all could pull up pictures.
Wait, but hey, Mark, does your mom have big ass tits? No comment. No comment? That's not no. Al?
Hey.
Yeah.
What she got, bro?
Hey. I'll do that white boy forward.
You can tell by looking at Al that
Puerto
them
Ricans with no tits? I haven't seen them.
Yep.
So talking about bombs is my N-word.
That's
just where it stops.
I'll talk about my mom's flat ass, big ass titties. Like they flat in terms of down. They're not flat chested. She got some chanclas. Yeah, my mom got 2 rainbow sandals on her chest.
Beaver tail.
Beaver tails. Yeah, is that a term they use?
I think so.
Oh, anyway. Where were we before I made it?
White women being inconvenienced.
Yeah, so I think there's a big distinction that white women need to learn. There's a difference between harassment and inconvenience.
Yeah.
And the difference between a misdemeanor and a crime. What is it called? Maybe not even misdemeanor. There's something that's like illegal and something that can be fined.
What do you mean? Like,
Both I guess are legal. Like you get a ticket for
there's a
something.
misdemeanor, and then there's like something else.
Like
That's a felony.
citation or...
Yeah, like somebody like for example, like parking in the wrong place, you get fined for it.
Yeah.
But it's not, you're not going to jail.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're
So
saying.
I think
it's like
that's
a civil law versus criminal law. You mean?
yes, not criminal. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you're not a criminal for parking in the wrong place.
Right.
And I think that white women mistake those things. They're like, they're barbecuing in a place that they're not allowed to be barbecuing.
Right.
They think that's criminal. That's not criminal, I believe. I think that's just a civil law or like a rule that everybody has agreed and that we fine for it, but you're not going to jail for that kind of thing. And the same thing with like harassment, where it's like inconvenience is not harassment. You know, now where it becomes harassment, and my girl went through this the other day. She's walking down the street and some guy goes smile, and then she just looks away. She doesn't acknowledge. That's what I'm talking about, babe. I see you.
So where does it become harassment?
When she walked away, the guy was like, fuck you then, bitch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was like, it'd be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
You pulled the
Akash, man.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean? See how big that guy was? I already complimented him on his car. He had a nice car. What am I supposed to do?
Son, you trying to go to Indian jail? Let me say that. You
What
think
is
I'm
that?
trying to go to Indian jail?
Oh, this was in India?
jail.
The guy was looking at it like
it was
this?
in India. Yeah. Indian jail.
That's allowed, though.
Huh?
That's allowed. Low key, why would you bring your mom to India, bro? That's on you.
You were
Part
on
of
the,
it.
on the
It is.
train?
It is
Yeah,
like.
why were you on the train?
Like hanging on to the outside like you guys?
Son, did we?
Yes, that's why he's staring at your ass. He's like, this poor lady gonna fall off.
Yeah.
She can't surf a whole goddamn train ride.
He was just looking through the window from the outside. He had
Your
American money.
mom's just like this, big old titties on the glass. What the hell you think he gonna do?
Wild boys.
Oh, man.
I got it's okay. My mom hates me.
Everybody- I know we can say these things.
I gotta say it so you know it's okay. I gotta open the door so you can walk in. It's like a vampire. No, making fun of your friends shit is really like vampires, right? Like you gotta be invited in. If some stranger was like, yo, hey, Shaw, that's why your mom don't love you, I'd be like, yo, you need to get knocked out. But if y'all make fun of my mom for not loving me, it's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry after. You know what I'm saying?
I've come to learn that with time here.
Say what?
I've come to learn that with time here.
Why are you always on CBT?
Caucasian people type?
But you've Caucasian people type, yeah. No, you've come to learn that like you can poke fun at certain things.
No, like if I laugh about something, then it's fair game here. And there's been stuff that I laughed about outside the podcast that has got brought to the podcast.
Oh,
so now I know. Now I know. It's like,
don't laugh.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
laugh.
that's on you. Don't you were asking for it. Why'd you laugh that way?
Why you laugh like that?
Yo, how are you laughing?
Why you come outside laughing like that?
You know, something's
saw you.
uncomfortable when you're still waiting for when you're still waiting for dad to come home. It's a little uncomfortable laugh.
So we've made so many jokes about Al not seeing his dad that when he told me he was hanging out with his dad the other day, I was like, "You hang out with your dad?"
Son, that was his reaction, son. I was like, "Yes, motherfucker."
Son, dead ass.
Baffled me.
Son, dead ass. When you said that, I was like, I don't know. Is this motherfucker talking about? Why you got a different name?
I saw him for Father's Day.
Oh, go.
I don't understand. You actually saw him?
See?
You saw you finally saw a picture of what he looked like.
Nah, we hung out for Father's Day. We just make that joke.
Oh, so
On
you
here.
do kick with him?
I did think the
Yeah.
reason he changed his name, I thought it was on some fuck you thing.
Oh, no. It had nothing to do with it. That was especially for my job. What just happened? I had a fucking brain lapse.
All right, bro. Well, shout out to Al's dad.
Yo,
I didn't know that.
yo, I
You know what I mean?
apologize, Al's dad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Al's dad. That's crazy. Did he treat you on like some Drake shit where like he came back after you were popping?
Oh shit! Does he call you Alex Media?
Does he call you Alex?
Nah, he just learned how to text a couple years ago. He has some time before he makes it
Just
to the
learned how to
podcast.
text you a couple years ago. You've been texting, boy. He said,
Yo, Al's dad treated him like Al treats girls. Nah, how you respond to the DMs? I know how to get them, but I don't know how to write back. How you write back
he
to
didn't
it?
even know how to spell your name until he saw that shit on YouTube mad times. Oh, okay.
No wonder he was just double tapping on my text message.
Oh fuck!
Hitting you back with emojis.
Just a question mark.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. All right. In all seriousness, I don't even know the last thing we fucking talked about.
We're still talking about white women.
Oh, so white women. So I think that is something important that we got to teach white women. The distinction between inconvenience and harassment.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing? Civilly illegal and criminal. What was that shit?
Yeah, we're gonna be completely wrong on this thing.
What is that
I know
shit?
all the comments would be like, "It's all crimes or some shit." We're wrong. Something.
All crimes
crimes
matter. Don't hit us with no all crimes matter, yo.
Yo,
What was the thing you were
Civil
saying?
crime and criminal crime.
Civil crime,
Or civil laws and criminal laws.
civil laws, criminal laws.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mark, you better be right.
He is, but it's all good.
Yeah, it sounded good. Okay, so I think that's an important thing to understand. I think when they understand that, listen, wearing a mask is not criminal. You're not a fucking criminal if you don't wear a mask. But you're being civilly disobedient, if you will. And if they want you to wear a fucking mask in the grocery store, just put on the fucking mask.
yeah, how hard is it?
Dude, you don't even have to get a mask. You realize you can get like the thinnest piece of fucking napkin you want and just cover your fucking face with it?
Yeah.
It's just, regardless if it works or not, and I understand this, the slippery slope theory, whatever it is. If it just makes some people feel uncomfortable during this fucking time, clearly you haven't figured out the pandemic, isn't it the right thing to do?
Yeah, why are you being so difficult? Just make everybody else happy. Does it matter to you to have a maskless face that much that you're like, fuck everyone else and their feelings and their discomfort? I need to not wear a mask.
I understand you just bought new lips and you want to show them off. You paid a lot of money
First
for all
time
these
you've had
surgeries.
lips.
I know. You don't have these suckers. Why'd I call them suckers? Yo, what?
Oh, Freudian slip
yo,
right there.
hey, yo, me? Hey, yo, Al, can you please play that video? Son, I gotta show y'all the funniest video I've ever
What
seen in
video?
my entire life. I texted you the joint where the dude's eating the glizzy.
No.
Fuck it. Okay, hold on. I'll get it.
Oh, the hot dog situation?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yo, this is.
Where'd you send me that?
I think I sent you the DMs. This is, guys, and I know I'm bigging this up right now, so it's going to ruin it for all y'all, but I need to stall a little bit while Al gets up the video. This is the funniest thing
I dead ass saw Andrew watch this clip
Yeah.
for 5 minutes straight and laugh every single time in the green room. At least, I'm not exaggerating, at least 5 minutes.
So this is the most New York shit ever, right? Tell me how much longer you need, Al, so I can plan out my stall.
This fucking shit is not working. Like
Okay.
Instagram on the desktop. I can't pull up my DMs.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So this is the most New York shit ever. It's a dude chilling, thinking he's alone in peace. He takes a bite out of a hot dog, right? And he almost kind of looks around before he takes a bite because he knows what his friends will do. And then all of a sudden, his boy, who's been filming him the whole time, the second, and he's real smart because he waits for him to bite the hot dog off so it's still in his mouth, sitting in his mouth. The second he takes the bite of the hot dog. Okay, Al, play the video and give it full screen so everybody can see. Go. Stop. The bite that he took is damn near halfway down his throat, okay? He motherfucker coughed that shit up like a bird and spit it out.
How can you eat a hot dog and not pause that? Like, you can't eat the hot dog.
And then he just threw the whole fucking hot dog with his other hand.
So if you play the video again, he turns to his side to take a bite of the hot dog. He takes a bite of the hot dog with his head turned to the side because he knows if they see him doing it, they gonna call him gay. But his homeboy was sitting there waiting. He's like, oh, he got a hot dog? Oh, he thought he was gonna eat a hot dog around us. Get that shit again. Hit that shit, Al. Listen.
Son,
He throws the entire. Yo, look at him! Look at him lean over to the side of the chair. He's like, he's like this. Like, I know I'm not gonna be able to eat this whole hot dog, but I might be able to get a couple bites out before they call me a raging. And he takes that one bite, bro. And my man, when he chucks the rest of the hot dog, mad crestfallen. Got him.
I was mad they didn't have hot dogs in PR because when you sent me that shit, I couldn't wait to do it to one of my friends. There was no hot dog in sight, no sausage, nothing.
Nothing, son.
That is a homophobic culture right there.
When they just cut the fucking sausage out of
Nothing,
the
Felix.
culture.
Oh my God.
Even the fucking plantains, they chop it down and fry it before you eat
Yo,
it.
that's a homophobic. That's a homophobic Latinx or whatever they call themselves. Is they cut up the plantain.
Oh my God.
One more time, just because it's so good. Look how crestfallen he is, bro.
Yo, he mad crestfallen. He's so frustrated throwing that hot dog, man. He's so upset.
The hot dog's already in his mouth. It's already gay. There's nothing you can do to make it not gay. You might as well chew it and eat it, right? But he's so New York. He's so New York. He just spits that shit out. And you know, lady's like, nah, I ain't swallowing, fam. I ain't swallowed all hot dog and shit.
Oh, that shit is hilarious, yo. I was dying when you said that shit.
Hey, yo!
See, like, we can't even have this fun anymore, man.
Oh, God.
Like, a clip like this is like, oh, you getting canceled. If this is a celebrity and if they're worth getting canceled, people try to come for them.
You think?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Fuck them, yo. That's why we got this. That's why we made this shit.
we got.
So we could, hey, yo,
But talk about throwing food.
what happened?
This is the white
Are
woman
we back to
throwing
white
food.
women
Yeah.
bucking off, being inconvenienced
This
and
one
not
is so
knowing what to
good,
do?
son. This is so good.
This in Dallas, yo.
Oh, this is Dallas?
This in Dallas. I can't believe
Does this
shit.
surprise you or not?
Nah, a little bit. You know what surprises me, and I think this is why it's a little fucked, is she at Fiesta, which is a Mexican market. Like,
Really?
nah, making Mexican clean up after you somehow don't feel right. Somehow I feel a little racist.
Maybe that's why she felt so comfortable put on the ground.
This ain't nothing but every other Thursday.
They love this. It's their favorite thing to do.
It's where you
I
pick the
even
food
look-
up anyway, off the ground.
I'll leave a little tip, it'll be fine.
Wow,
And
just
right-
because she wasn't wearing a mask?
Yeah, right
got
next
good
to the
form.
Fabulosa or whatever.
Good
that shit
for him
is.
with the throws, though. Things is launching.
She had a little skinny malinks, bro. She a little skinny malinks, right? Little cutie patoots.
Yeah, we gotta rate all the Karens. We gotta do a power ranking and see who the hottest Karen is.
Who the hottest Karen is?
Hottest Karen or most Karen Karen?
The hottest.
No, hottest Karen. Like hottest serial killer. Remember when we did that?
Yeah, yeah,
Female
yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah.
Hottest Karen. Not Central. Do you think Central Park Karen was
She's
hot?
low on that list, yo.
She's low.
That
She
bitch look
kinda-
like Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, yeah, she kind of bustardo. All right, we're gonna take a break for a second, man, because you guys need better essentials, and I'm not fucking around when I tell you this. We've said this before. Underwear, shirts, hoodies, socks, the men's essentials. Mack Weldon has it on lock. They believe in premium fabrics. They believe in premium quality, and they believe in premium experience. Okay. You should not have to go to 15 different websites and 10 different stores just to get underwear, socks, shirts, hoodies. All that can be done with Mack Weldon. This is all things that you know your size, you know you're comfortable, you know your cut, and then you never have to worry about it again. That is what we do as men. We don't want to worry about shit because we got to worry a lot already. Okay.
Yep.
The world is falling apart. I don't have time to be worrying about my fucking undershirt.
Just be efficient. Put it all in one place. Let me know it's high quality. I'm too old for shitty underwear and socks. Let me buy some good stuff.
Y'all getting underwear that waffles at the bottom, bro?
Trash, yo.
Come on, bro.
Thin ass socks.
Thin ass socks, toes sticking out.
Yo, you look mad childish.
You look stupid. Mack Weldon is going to have you nice. Go to MackWeldon.com. MackWeldon.com. 20% off your first order if you use the code Flagrant. You hear that? 20% off. I just want to make sure that we hitting these motherfucking points. Okay? Smart design, premium fabric, simple shopping. It's very simple. Website. Put it in the fucking cart. Get out of there. All right? Silver line of underwear and shirts that are naturally antimicrobial. I don't even know what that means, but that shit sounds whack.
It means it doesn't smell as bad. It's huge.
Son,
It's huge. And you don't have to think. The worst thing about men is we always got to think about every fucking decision.
Every decision.
Everything is thought out here. I'm just in, I'm out. You do the shit. I know it's going to be good. I trust
God
you. I'm
damn
done.
it, Doc Hosh.
It's
Thank
the closest we get to living the easiest life of a woman.
Son, well, that's all we want.
Right? Just the
Just
comfort.
live the comfort of a woman.
Security.
Security. What else?
You know.
Tits. Look, I'm telling you guys, it's that simple. You can get all your essentials in one place. Okay. They were popping with essentials before essential workers even became a thing, right? Mack Weldon been on that essential life.
Yeah.
So you go to MackWeldon.com, use that promo code Flagrant. I'm telling you, we wouldn't have it. We wouldn't fuck with it if they weren't comfortable and fit beautifully. You go there, you get it right now if you need that re-up. Let's get back to the show. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's talk about this Kanye Gap situation. So for those of you who don't know, Kanye has partnered with the Gap. He's going to bring Yeezy over to the Gap. I think that this is the most genius business deal that I have witnessed in the last decade. I just put that timeline up now, so I'll probably regret it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why. Gap is struggling, right? Because the other like super fast fashion places are botting it. The Zara's, the Top Shops, the H&M's. I don't know if H&M's still in business, but still like it's a cheaper clothing, but it actually has more cachet because they're doing cooler styles, etc. And then Gap kind of just became like bland.
Yes.
Right? You know, it's just like kind of like regular clothes. Like when we were growing up, like a gray Gap sweatsuit. It was kind of fire. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
remember, right?
Yeah.
Like they
They
had
had
some
hot commercials.
They had a run.
They had a run where it was like
No,
they
they
had
had
that
the
nice
original-
crew neck shit where it just said Gap on the chest. Remember the sweatshirt? It was like a crew neck.
Yeah. They had the original MacBook commercials with just a white background and then a guy talking in front of a completely white screen.
Yeah.
And the shit was kind of fire.
Son, everything went downhill when they stopped dancing in the commercial.
I'm telling you.
Remember when they were doing like swing and shit in the commercial? It was fire. But basically what happened is as these new things pop up, Gap kind of gets lost in the sauce because it's not as elegant as like the sister company Banana Republic. I
Yeah.
think Banana Republic is owned by Gap, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it would go Banana Republic, Gap, Old Navy.
Yeah.
Old Navy would still occupy the bottom rung where a lot of people just didn't have the money. You could get clothes for pretty cheap. They had that cargo short run and Old Navy was popping. I think we all wore Old Navy back in the day. And then Gap with this like middle ground where it was like almost like rich kids wore Gap.
Yeah.
You know, like your parents, the rich kids' parents would buy them Gap stuff.
Yeah.
And then Gap kind of falls out of favor. But what I love about the deal is Yeezy brings the cool factor. Gap brings the quality. If Yeezy partners with H&M or any of these motherfuckers partner with H&M, I think Beyonce partnered with Topshop or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She brings all the equity, but the quality's still trash.
Topshop is trash quality?
Yes.
No, Topshop's a little bit. It's
Topshop
higher
is higher
than
than
H&M.
H&M.
It's higher than H&M, but like barely. You wash a shirt twice, that shit is fucked. Like the threads are starting to come out. It's not good quality. The thing with Gap is Yeezy is bringing his brand equity to a brand that's quality is already high. So now I'm like, I would wear this shit if it's good. I would wear this shit.
Yeah.
You could buy something from it and it's going to maintain its fucking value, unlike these other things. There's
All
like
he has
two
to
wears
do is
done.
just take the original Gap clothes and put a couple holes in it. And there you
And
go.
that was easy. yeah.
Yeah, the most genius thing
about
about this was he finally dropped a conscious song today about essentially Black Lives Matter.
Oh, really?
He didn't say it, but yeah, he dropped that shit with Travis Scott. The whole video.
Oh, yeah, that's what
is-
you guys were saying before. Yeah.
And that's that. The timing of that is perfect. Oh, I just partnered with the whitest clothes on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Look, I'm woke again. We're good, right?
Black Lives Matter. I mean, not the life of my wife, but Black Lives Matter. Like, hey, let me find another black guy who married a white woman as well in the same family. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Now, not saying that you can't do that. Obviously, you can, but it is interesting because you're saying this might be more performative and maybe
I think it's a marketing video.
a marketing video. Right.
You can't alienate your audience too much.
Mark, what are your thoughts?
As far as the deal, I think it's smart. Like Gap was gonna be out in 5 years.
You think?
Yeah, without this, Gap would have been done in 5 years. Like their shit was like free falling.
Yeah.
Like they were getting squeezed so hard between Old Navy and the rest of their shit.
Would your generation wear Gap?
I mean, I wear Gap, bro.
Still to this day?
Yeah, these jeans.
Really?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, but you bought them in some store where
I
someone
know.
else wore them and then you got them.
No, I got it from the Gap.
You went to the Gap?
Yeah. That's my shit, bro. I've been on Gap.
I don't know about the Gap anymore, son.
Yeah,
That's the only store Mark gets firsthand shit from.
Yeah, they don't make that shit more breathable by the cheeks. Yes. When we
The gap,
recorded,
the space between your butt cheeks.
ain't much of a gap, bro. This should be mad sweaty. What did you say before the podcast, or was it on it?
Damn. I was like, so I was passing by and Mark's shoe dropped and I picked it up for him and handed it to him and it was so hot and I'm like, God damn, not only is your ass always hot, your feet are fucking hot too. Yeah, that's way pause.
Hey, yo!
I knew it was coming.
So you think 5 years they're out of here, and then Yeezy has prolonged that, depending on the success of it.
Yeah, and Yeezy revolutionized Adidas, I think. Like
I think Yeezy did revolutionize Adidas. I'm skeptical that he's going to do that for Gap, but I've been wrong about Yeezy before. I keep doubting Kanye, and then he keeps winning. So
I think it's guaranteed to win because the Gap's at the bottom. So the only place you can go is up.
It
And
depends
even
on
if
how
it's
much they-
even if
You
it's a
getting the
little bit
stock,
up.
you getting the stock nice and cheap.
he's
Yeah.
a penny stock right now. You know, it's like the fucking lowest it'll ever be. I just, depending on how much they paid Kanye, can they afford it? And he might have just got paid in a ton of stock equity or some shit like that.
Yo, the interesting thing about paying Kanye is like, or for this is, if the deal is only a year or 2 years, but you bring back the value of the brands, any amount you pay him is worth it.
Yeah.
bro, it's a 10-year deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is like, this is Kanye does this, and then maybe he's out the game. Kanye's going to be what is he, like 55
Kanye,
in 10 years?
Yeah.
He's like
Oh,
40 something now.
55, yeah. In 10 years, yeah. But I I don't know, because he's shaky when it comes to a lot of these business stuff. Like lately, he's been putting out his own shit, and he prides himself in putting out his own shit. With this, it's like, is it more the Gap? Is it more him? Because I know he has control of the Yeezy brand. And this seems like it's a partnership. So it's
I think they're going to let him do whatever he wants for Yeezy Gap, not design all the Gap. So I think Yeezy Gap will be like a subset of Gap, just like I think Yeezy was a subset of Adidas.
100%.
Got it. If it's like that, then
he's not overseeing the Gap.
Fam, I'm super surprised that Adidas let this rock. If I'm Adidas, I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you want to partner with us? You want to do this with us? Like, make your brand within us.
No, but he only has a shoe deal with Adidas. He doesn't have clothing. His clothing is straight him. You can't go to Adidas and get Yeezy clothing.
Hey,
is his clothing selling?
Son, I thought Yeezy's a $1 billion company or something.
It is a $1 billion company. And that's what's interesting because I think that the heat of Yeezys, the shoes at least.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time that was the hottest fucking shoes, and now it's not there anymore. But the worth has grown. So it's like maybe like heat don't necessarily mean money. We think it does.
I think
you want to know some dope warfare, brand warfare.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm Nike and I want to take out Adidas. I get some Karens to throw some shit in a grocery store wearing all Yeezy.
Oh, that's a move.
Right? Whoever the most hateable person is,
That's a move.
put them in the opposition's gear, and now all of a sudden, those new clog fucking things that Yeezy put out, it's like, oh, those are the Karen sneaker. The Karen clogs.
I mean, it's diabolical, but if they get caught, it's a wrap.
That's true. 100%. They get caught. It's a wrap. Yeah. You got to kill them.
Yeah, you just pay them so much. It's like, whatever. What are you going to do? Had that Long Island white bitch or whatever that be wearing the MAGA hats in the videos talking to the phone.
I love her.
Put her in pure Yeezy.
This is how I dress for my Spartan races. This woman is a legend. Tina 40. Yeah. We love you. We want you on the pot.
Yeah. Ain't nobody talking shit to her.
Yeah, your timelines be mad different. Oh, yeah. Like this.
Nah, she's coming on everything. So what'd you think, Akash? You think it's legit or not?
I mean, listen, like I said, I've been wrong about Kanye every step of the way. I don't think this is a big swing to me. To make the Gap cool again, that shit is like 20 years old.
Also,
the Gap being cool.
I think he worked at the Gap as a kid.
Oh.
I think he's talked about that in interviews.
Spaceships, he talks about working at the Gap.
Yeah, exactly. So he worked at the Gap as a kid. I think he's even rapped about it.
Like Spaceship.
Went back to the Gap.
Yeah, so let's go back to the Gap.
Yeah. So I think he's on some nostalgia shit too.
That's dope.
Not even nostalgia. It's fuck you.
Yeah.
He didn't like working there. What now?
Did he get fired?
Yeah.
I believe so. I think so because they threatened him for stealing or some shit like that.
Really?
I mean, he has an entire verse about hating the Gap. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on his first album, Spaceship or whatever. I've been working this grave shift. That one.
I made shit. Like, I wish I could buy me a slave ship. Wait, what?
It was like, let's go back to the Gap. Look at my check. Wasn't no scrap. Yeah, if I sold, wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I stole, never got caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
You take me to the back and pat me.
Asking me about some khakis.
I'm just a curbside prophet with my hands in my Well, I thought we were doing Jason Mraz. What, Mark? You don't know about no Jason Mraz?
I don't even compare those two, yo. Kanye got more white hoes than Jason Mraz.
Yo, you right.
Hey, yo.
But you know who the greatest rapper of all time is? Who is it, Mark?
The greatest rapper of all time?
Bombatomically. Wait, what?
Nah, son, what's poppin'?
You went to the only verse that he knew.
What's poppin', bro? My man Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. Yo, we're only doing white rappers in 2020.
Only white rappers in 2020.
I'll give up music.
So Jack Harlow
give up music.
more poppin' than
I got
Post
plenty
Malone?
of Tiki Wiki to hold me over, yo. I don't need no fucking white rappers ever in my life.
Yo, who do you put higher, Jack Harlow or Post Malone?
Nah, Jack Harlow, what's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I could pass that bitch like Stockton. That shit fire, bro. Where that bitch? No look, bitch. You ever did that? You ever no look
on
bitch?
Every pass, yo. That's a bounce pass.
Now you can't no look these bitches anymore. You gotta be like, here you go.
Yeah, that's what he means.
We could talk about a couple of things that happened last night. Academics and Freddie Gibbs.
Man, I don't give a fuck about all that. Y'all really want to talk about that?
I just think it's
not anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Who gives a fuck, bruh?
I just like the way because Academics was drunk as fuck and he was going off on Twitch. I feel like we could hear this and then we can cut it off if you want.
Your mama, your daddy,
your
son, your daughter, everybody. So when you talking about, oh no, yo, my son living, you're fucking stupid, you dumbass nigga. I know exactly where you live at. I'm not that type of nigga. You don't live in a bigger crib even than me. Relax yourself, little bum ass nigga.
All right. Go.
It's a bad look for academics, yo. You're a nerd. Stay the nerd. Don't take it from a little guy who knows he's a little guy. The second I start talking out of pocket, every time there's a voice in my head like, you sure we want to do this? The academics need that voice to be a little louder.
Right. I guess.
Funny. I actually respect it.
I love Drunk Academics. I think he's so fucking entertaining, and I think he's carved out like a really amazing lane.
Oh, he's a smart guy.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for what he's done. I have no care to talk about this. So you guys.
I don't know. I just thought it was funny because like Freddie Gibbs isn't like a punk. He's kind of known to have like a pretty rough past or whatever. So it's like he's usually not one of those guys you talk shit to.
Yeah.
And so Academics is just like kind of fearless right here. And he will eventually have to see him one day, and that's going to be
Academics wasn't wrong though. He basically was like, Jeezy's more relevant than Academics, and than Freddie Gibbs, and people were like, no, he's not. He's not putting out music, and Academics was like, yeah, but Freddie Gibbs don't sell. If Jeezy put out an album, it would sell more than
that's what started.
That's what the beef was about.
Yeah, and then the internet ran with that. I
don't know what's more boring, this or Fabulous versus Jadakiss.
Nah, Jada was funny, yo.
Chill out. You're bugging.
Jada was funny, yo.
You didn't even watch it. How you have an opinion on something you did not even click?
I tuned in for 1 minute.
You didn't.
First of all, let me clarify something. Fabulous is unique in his ability to be the worst performer I've ever seen in my entire life. Like literally the most boring person I've ever seen perform in my entire life. It is fascinating how catchy his music is, because his music, I've been listening to Fabulous since I'm a fucking kid. Okay?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I remember we saw him, matter of fact, when we were at this arcade on 42nd Street. Remember the arcade? It was in Times Square. It was on like the second floor.
Dave and Buster's.
Yes.
No, it wasn't Dave and Buster's. There was another one that you could go to, and like you could drink alcohol. We were too young to drink alcohol. That was on the bomb floor or something like that. Yeah.
Play.
And we saw him pull up in a car. It was like exciting to see Fab. The music's fire. Watching him perform is trash. Jada, hilarious.
Jada was so funny.
Jada is a hilarious, but he's a hilarious dude.
Yeah,
and genuinely nice guy. I remember seeing him once in the street in LA, and he dapped him up, and he was very cool about it. So when I was in like college, so very cool. But so boring. I mean, like Fab performing was awful.
Yeah, and that's usually how he performs, but that's his thing. He's just always too cool for everything.
Yeah, but like be a little less cool and then put something in it. You know what I mean? Like, fam, when Jada had his arm on, I'm gonna get married to this song, and he was doing the close talking, and Fab had to like put his hat down to block his breath from coming out. That shit was wild, bro.
Well, that's why it was entertaining just to see how fucking drunk Jada was. Like that shit was funny.
No, I love it.
You want to watch any of that or not?
Nah, we're good.
Right, next one.
What else? Next
Do
one.
we want to watch Britney dancing?
This poor. Actually, I want to have this discussion because I want to have this like bundle discussion. You know what the I think this is really interesting. You brought this up, Al, which is like, so 6ix9ine was being critical of Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande for using what are called bundles to sell more records. Right. And I guess what a bundle is, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but you basically say, yo, if you buy merch, you get a free album with the merch, but Billboard counts that album as a merch sale, right?
An album sale.
The album is, or if you buy a ticket to the show, you give away an album, etc. Right? And 6ix9ine was critical. He was like, yo, it shouldn't count because they're not actually just directly buying the album. They're buying that other thing, and then you're counting the album. So Billboard, you shouldn't count that because the person is not choosing to buy the album, right? It is not the person's choice that makes them buy the album. And I started thinking that, and I go, okay, well, it's not the person's choice what comes on the radio. Matter of fact, what gets played on the radio, I mean, we've known for years, is manipulated through connections with record labels, etc. So if you don't count bundles, should we not count any play that isn't dictated by the consumer?
Radio's a little different because it's supposedly people calling in and requesting songs. And then if a song gets requested enough, they add it to the rotation.
So maybe in that situation, if it's a call and request, we do it. But still, the amount of people that are forced to listen to a song that they actually don't want to, maybe shouldn't get counted the same. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't think a radio spin is the same as someone buying a record. It's not even close.
Not even
like
close.
A fraction, millifraction.
Exactly. Yeah. So what I guess what they've doing is they break up the difference between a spin, a purchased album counts way more than just a stream.
Yeah.
There's all these different ways to break it up. That being said, the person listening to radio is not making the choice to listen to it. And I'm really curious, what if you just made it about audience choice? And it's just like, if the audience chooses to listen to that fucking song, then that's what we count.
Now, that's where that gets dicey, though, because now with Spotify, you have playlists that curate what people choose.
That's
And then
another
people
thing.
are paying somebody who runs a playlist to put my song on.
And
it.
simultaneously...
So break the playlist thing down. Mark was talking about that this week.
It's the new radio.
Yeah.
It is. So break how it works, though.
So it's twofold. You have individuals that are just like private people that are making playlists that people get on board with and listen to.
and then people can follow the playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like they'll follow an Instagram account or something like that. And then that playlist will change.
Yep, and they'll update it. Like if you follow like Hot Rap 2020, it'll just update with the hottest songs, the hottest rap songs of 2020.
Right.
And then you also have Spotify who's doing it as well.
Okay.
And then Spotify will hire DJs to then make their playlist for them. That'll be like a Spotify official playlist.
Right.
Rap Caviar is one of like the biggest rap playlists that's sponsored by Spotify, and they blacklisted 6ix9ine.
Oh.
So they don't have his name or any of his music on the playlist, which then like inevitably affect his plays.
Significantly, right? So if you have millions of people that are listening to this playlist every day, that's potentially millions of listens that aren't going to 6ix9ine.
Exactly. And getting on Rap Caviar is like a big deal.
Yeah.
Like now rappers will be like, yo, I got put on Rap Caviar. Like, thank you so much. Whatever.
So that's akin to like getting played on Hot 97 or Power 105 back in the day.
Yeah.
Where it's like my song is on Z100 or whatever like that.
And there's an argument to be made that it might even be bigger because you can actually track the metrics. Like you can actually see, oh, my song gets the views. It doesn't go to the radio station.
Right. Whereas the radio, it gets played, but you know how many motherfuckers are actually listening to the radio
Spotify
at that time.
Exactly. Yeah, and the whole world's got it. So you can actually see, oh, I got put on this playlist and now I have 8 million, 10 million, 100 million more listens.
Interesting. So
why did he get banned or blacklisted?
I think it was after like the arrest, as well as like the allegations of like the pedophilia shit back in the day.
Clarify those because we don't want to put the P word on motherfuckers that ain't.
So I think when he was like 17 or he was a minor, he was seen in a video with like a 13-year-old.
It was a music video, and then the girl was kind of sexualized in the music video.
Yeah, and so then he got like charged as I think he pleaded guilty, but he was a minor at the time,
right?
So it's not on his record.
Right.
So it's kind of like expunged, but for whatever reason, like people use that against him.
And he didn't fuck the girl or anything like that. He's not like making out with the girl or anything like that.
Right.
She was just sexualized in this video. I think that was his video.
Right.
Right. Which is still fucked up. It's if your daughter, you don't want that. Apparently he didn't know her age, allegedly. Yeah. I just don't want to put that word on a motherfucker and then all of a sudden he's...
But those are the accusations against him. And so it was that coupled with his arrest and like snitching and everything that they were like, yeah, we don't want to associate.
Yeah, it's just so funny.
But it's even more snakish from Spotify because they made the exclusive podcast about him. That who was it? Angela Yee?
Angie Martinez?
Angie Martinez, yeah, that's what it was.
Yo, you make an exclusive podcast about a motherfucker and then blacklist him. So you make money off him off the podcast.
Yeah.
And then you get the morality of, oh no, we blacklisted him.
Yeah. But he's on the platform still. He's on Spotify, but they just took him off the Spotify playlist.
Which is where you're getting all the views. And then for him still to get a Billboard is impressive, a Billboard #1. That being said, he bundled his shit.
Yeah.
Which I get. It's like you got to play the game the way it's being played. I actually am not against a bundle because someone still has to choose. It still has to be a real fan. Like to me, buying the bundle to get the album, that's a super fan right there. You should be able to be compensated for a super fan supporting your art, whereas you just being on a playlist, you might not be a super fan of that person. You might just be on this powerful playlist.
Yeah, I feel you, but what if, and I'm sure this doesn't happen
poke holes in it, poke holes in it.
But what if you just like the merch? What if the merch is just fire?
And what if the merch is dumb cheap, like $1? Now I'm getting a play for super cheap and I sell a piece of merch with it.
Well, I guess it would be you'd get an album buy, which still counts. But yeah, that's a great point. Also, it could manipulate. Yeah. That's
I'll deliver the whole album for $1. Here, buy this sticker.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Because then I think because of this bundle situation, he actually has the biggest drop from week 1 to week 2. So he had a #1 and then it dropped all the way down to 37.
So I have something about that. I think that 6ix9ine's strategy is very similar to our strategy in the game with stand-up, where I don't think he's going for a longevity with an album, right? Like our stand-up strategy is, I want to be in front of you every week. Here's a new clip every single week. And these clips will pop. Some of them will last forever. Some of them might fall off. But it was like, what's more valuable is having each clip and pumping up each clip. And albums, people are like, let me put out this great masterpiece. Kendrick Lamar is going to come out with an amazing masterpiece of an album. People listen to it a few weeks and then it will go away. Almost like a comedy special. People talk about it for a couple weeks and then it will go away, right? Okay. Like Chappelle's thing last week. Everybody talked about it and nobody talks about it anymore, right? So I think he recognized that and he's like, oh, if I just create buzz every week or every month, a new song every week or every month, I stay high and I don't waste 12 songs on one album and then they're done in 2 weeks.
That's smart.
Fucking album. I think he really, I mean, is that fair to say? Yeah. Mark, what you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I think his whole strategy is like just get hype in the moment and keep chugging away on like check by check, getting the momentary hype.
And then it's like jumping from one lily pad to the next or whatever that metaphor is, you know, in video games where like you bounce.
The only thing is his strategy of getting the attention though.
Yeah.
Like I wish it was just the music that spoke for it.
So that's the difference between us, right? Yeah. We rely on content. He relies on antics.
Yeah. And
so
that shit gets old.
But imagine you had Jay-Z. Imagine you had Kendrick. Imagine you had one of these motherfuckers that every month was putting out a banger of a song that was just fire and like cool features and amazing. You'd be like, oh shit, this is every single week I get this?
Yeah.
Like, or every single month, whatever it was, that'd be the biggest rapper in the world, hands down.
Yeah, I remember when Good Music was doing those Good Music Fridays. That shit was fire.
Fire.
They were having like the Lamborghini Mercy and then like it was just banger after banger after banger. That shit was hard.
And think about it, even to this day, you're going, Good Music did it.
Yeah.
You're not saying the artist.
Yeah.
You're like, Good Music was putting it out and it blew up Good Music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And especially when you can't tour.
Oh my God, yes.
Can't be on the road. Like this is your only way to like build like continual hype.
That's right, because they can't do big shows.
Yeah.
You have to keep the hype going. You put out an album, and think about it. You put out an album, you're taking that, let's say you work on your album for a month, right? Mm-hmm. You're taking that month, and you're taking that month of brain power and dividing it into 12 different songs. Imagine you just took a month and worked on one song. Mm-hmm. And then next month worked on one song. And now you got 12 songs over the year, but each one gets all your brain power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Each one you work on fucking rhymes, every single, I mean, it's different musically, obviously, but like every week when we put out the piece, we are dedicating all our brain power to that piece. Mm-hmm. We're not making 12 episodes of this show, The Rant, right? In 1 month and then spreading them out throughout the year. And if we did, they would be worse. It takes every fucking hour that we put in to make that shit good. Imagine an artist like Kendrick Lamar and like a real fucking artist.
Yeah.
Was just one song. Hey, here's one. This is my song this month.
But technically, though, they kind of do that because they have like year or 2 or 3 year intervals between the album drop. So maybe they are putting everything into that one song. They just hold it after it's done.
If that's their strategy. Yeah. Sometimes a guy like Yeezy will just go, he's so talented, he'll be like, I'll just do it for a couple weeks. Like rock musicians used to do that. They like, all right, let's go in this house and like live there and write the album over a month. I guess maybe a Kendrick writes his pieces over a certain amount of time, if he does.
I think he also feels like, I feel like there's an artistic, like the album has a storyline through it. It all means something. It all whatever.
Yeah.
And you could theoretically do like, this year is about this, and then this is the year of, and then you could have your album title. And then it's like a thematic year.
Yo,
and
what
once
if,
a month you release a
think
track.
about that shit. What if you had each song react to the next song based on the new information you know about the world, but you still had a through line going, and all of a sudden at the end of the year you sell the full album and you see the connective tissue that exists between all the songs?
That's kind of dope.
That'd be hot.
And it's like now the album becomes a piece of art in and of itself, and there's a reason to purchase it.
And now you hold the full year hostage, attention-wise.
You own the year.
Oh, shit. Shozy dropping a mixtape. Let's go, son. Let's go, son.
I think that'd be kind of fire, man, if the musician did that.
Yeah.
And then, and you know what? You would body 6ix9ine out of here because the reality is we're into the antics and these things are so fucking entertaining, but the content is trash.
The reason we're into the antics is because there's not content right now.
Imagine someone with top tier content came out with that shit.
Honestly, music should be better than ever during quarantine. You have
What y'all
nothing to
doing?
do. You can all record from home.
Yeah, but a lot of times to enjoy the music, you want to be out.
Ooh.
But like artistic music, like not some shit that I'm
Yeah, I hear what you're
vibing
saying.
to with my friends and we're all
yeah.
partying. I'm
Gay
talking about
music, Common and shit.
that gay shit should be gayer than
Some
ever.
ballads, bro. We need some ballads.
We need some ballads,
Yeah,
bro.
like Kendrick could probably drop now, and it'll be a perfect time to drop.
But I hear
Everybody
what you're
sits
saying.
with it and just digesting it, break
you
it
just
apart.
take it, go for a ride.
I can't
take it.
appreciate I can't appreciate a Kendrick thing on the first listen.
But like the Baby, for example, his album just dropped not too long ago, and that shit came and went.
Because-
and even though there's bangers, but all his type of
because-
music, you need to be outside and
Yup.
enjoy that.
You see
shit.
the Baby Get Conscious?
Nah,
His
you got
BET Awards performance?
Oh yeah.
He's a like all his ideas to me are creative. Even the video that he ended up doing like a George Floyd performance, but the music video is him and Roddy Ricch, and they're in like a zombie apocalypse situation, and it's like The Walking Dead. He's always got ideas.
The only thing is that it's funny because he's also the Baby, but Lil Baby dropped the Conscious one like a week or two
that was
before,
good, too.
and I think he saw how well that did.
Oh,
and
so he's like, I'm on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I give more credit to Lil Baby because he was the first like major artist to come out with some conscious shit.
You're going to see a lot of performative support, I think, because people gravitate towards what's successful. And it doesn't mean that they don't also care about the causes, but artists generally are going to replicate what they see gives them the most, I don't know, financial success or potential financial success in the future by galvanizing.
I don't
their
think
fan
you're
base.
wrong. I think overall, even if that's true, I like the Baby, and I like he approaches his videos in particular with a lot of creativity. That Broadway bop shit, that one take was fire as
was
fuck.
cool.
Yeah.
His team, Real Goats, they're like this of music. They just be doing some creative shit. They're always thinking, and you don't like hear their name all the time in the zeitgeist. But that's a team that's like,
Fire.
man, they be putting out fire.
Yeah, no, I respect it. He's one of those guys, man, like where the antics are almost like a disguise for the brilliance.
I think so.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel that same way there's this UFC fighter who fought this weekend, Mike Perry.
That shit was great.
Son, this guy, Platinum Mike Perry, I'm a fan, bro. Tell Platinum Mike Perry that we want him on Flagrant 2, man. This guy is the epitome of flagrancy. But, I mean, he had no corner. Al, did you watch the fight?
Nah, I didn't.
So he didn't have...
I was reading books.
You were reading books, yeah. So, so he had nobody in his corner, right? Except his girlfriend and a cut man. So his girlfriend was his trainer. And she was holding the pads for him. He is...
Save money.
I don't know if that's the reason, maybe it was, but he is a master of antics, like almost like Tekashi level,
Yeah.
but also executes when he's out there in the ring.
Yeah.
So having your girlfriend in your corner, no one else, because you left your team and you're trying to prove that you don't need your team.
Oh, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has his girl, like he's like, I could have anybody. In other words, I could have anybody there and I'm going to do okay. I'm the one in the ring. I'm the one that has to fight. Like, don't act like you're bigger than me, which is an interesting perspective. I think for training partners, it's probably advantageous to like be in one of these gyms. But at the end of the day, it's like what you do in the ring. But he's so erratic in what he says. He gave the funniest post-fight speech I've
Son,
ever seen in my
God.
entire life.
Also, real quick, during
Go.
the fight, like in the break or whatever, between rounds,
Yeah.
he's like having to tell his girl how to put the ice pack on. He's like, raise it, put it right there, right
It's
there.
like, where do you want the ice pack? He's like, where I'm bleeding out of my head. Can you try to put it there, please? Thank you. So,
That sounds horrible. son.
no. She
You
wasn't
already have
good at
to
it.
fight in the ring, and now you have your girl in. son.
I know. But he's so fascinating because he has this way of like speaking. Like he's apparently 2% black, but he says the N word. Like he's just, he's like he's this super fascinating character. But when I see him in the ring or the octagon, whatever the fuck they call it, especially on his ground game, he's super disciplined. Like technically different, not just try to like brute force beat you out, like technically super disciplined. And even in his striking, he gets caught a lot, but his hands are always super high. Like he has a lot of things that are very defensive and protective, but his behavior isn't really consistent with that. So most people
aggressive.
think, yeah, it's aggressive. And most people are like, oh, he's just a wild boy. He's just out there. And I'm watching the guy. I'm like, wait, hold up. He actually is like really technical and like really knows what he's doing. So I start going, if he's so technical in the ring, it's not that crazy to assume he's technical in the press conference, technical in hyping himself,
Post-fight
technical in the post-fight interview.
It
Where
sounds a lot like Izzy though.
he's different, Izzy, because Izzy is a masterful technician in the ring.
Yeah.
But like you see it in every different part. He's a Platinum Mike Perry is much more of a brawler.
Okay.
But his ground game was super technical. Listen, does that make sense? Did you guys feel that way?
Yep.
And Izzy's antics are like overtly clever. Like when he's talking, you know he's a funny guy who's self-aware. Like you know Izzy's trying.
Izzy's
to be
aware
funny
of what
and
he's doing.
being funny.
Yeah.
Platinum Mike,
he's
you don't
a
know.
character. You think this is just who he is, and Andrew thinks I think he knows what he's doing. But you think, oh, this is just a wild boy who doesn't give a fuck about any of this, or this. He comes across like Tekashi.
I think Mike Perry, if
I like
we
that.
sat down, I think he'd be like, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm smarter than all these motherfuckers, and I know exactly how to route shit up, and I know how to sell fights, and I know everything is calculated. Every single thing I do is calculated.
I love that. That's the best type.
And I'm gonna act
WWE
crazy.
to UFC.
And I think what you said is really interesting about Izzy, whereas Izzy is Izzy. We are getting Izzy.
Yeah.
Like we know he knows who he is, and he's funny with the fucking internet stuff, the memes, and he knows
And
who
when
he's
he's
jabbing.
being funny, we know he's trying to be funny. We're not like, oh, Izzy's so crazy. We're like,
when he's
Izzy's
entertaining
funny.
at a press conference, he purposely means to be entertaining at the press
I
conference.
get what you're saying, yeah.
When Mike Perry's talking about how he didn't pay taxes last year, and he's like, "Yo, why would y'all give me the money and expect me not to spend it?"
Yeah.
He literally
he said
said, like in the press guy, he's like, "All right, I gotta pay the tax, man. I still don't understand. Like, if y'all give me the money, y'all should have taken the taxes out if you wanted. Don't give me money, not expect me to spend it. Like, you're dying laughing, but you're like, he's serious.
Yeah.
But low key, I'm like, nah, this guy knows exactly what the fuck he's doing, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's aware of it.
I would love to ask him.
I just hope he paid them taxes.
Yeah, me too. Pay them shits, bro. That's why you got no corner. You got a girlfriend doing fucking
Snitched
overtime.
on yourself on public TV. That's crazy.
But anyway, fascinating fight. Interesting. You guys should watch that post-fight interview if you can, man.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yo, what's this
yo.
Sasha Baron Cohen shit? You want to talk about that?
Did y'all see it?
I did.
Okay. We're gonna take a break for a second, pay some bills. I gotta piss, but then we come back, we talk about that.
Boom.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a break for a second. We gotta pay some bills. Listen, I know you're horny. You know what I'm saying? I know you've been at home. You've been all cooped up. You've been in your own bubble. You know, maybe you haven't been cracking them cheeks as much as you have, but I know that you've probably been on them websites. You know, you might be stroking. Might be stroking. Maybe you are doing some stuff with your girl, but you need to elevate it a little bit.
It can get a little boring, a little routine in a quarantine.
That's what I'm saying,
Man, it
bro.
just gets a little the same thing every time.
You gotta spice it up a little
Gotta.
bit. Gotta. You gotta go to Adam and Eve, bro. I'm telling you, the best part of staying at home, Akash, is playing at home. Akash. You know what I mean? It was in the coffee. I didn't think of that. But it was still fire, though. It was still fire, though. Look, you take advantage of this downtime, you're gonna get one item at almost 50% off.
Crazy.
Half off.
Crazy.
Half off. Okay? When you do, you'll get almost 10 free boredom busting gifts, including 6 spicy movies, a 3-piece bonus kit, and best of all, free shipping delivered discreetly right to your door. Just remember to use the offer code FLAGRANT. That's flagrant at checkout. Adam and Eve has thousands of products to make you glad you are staying at home. Sex toys make being at home so enjoyable. Hell, even shopping from home is more enjoyable when you're shopping for sex toys. So go to adamandeve.com, use the offer code FLAGRANT, and get that sex life rejuvenated.
You know what the key word was?
What's that?
Discreetly. You don't have to be ashamed of any of it. Nobody got to know. That's between you and your lady or you and your man. Just keep that shit there. Order. Nobody going to know.
Promo code FLAGRANT. Peace. Let's get back to the show. All right, we back. Let's talk Sacha Baron Cohen. For those of you guys who don't know who Sacha Baron Cohen is, he's Borat, he's Bruno, he's Ali G.
He's a legend, yo.
Okay, so and the clip that we're referencing, he basically you have the clip?
pull it up?
Yeah, I guess so. It's not going to be
He went to, not an alt-right rally, but he went to a group that was like a militia group in Washington State and got on stage somehow and started singing this wild-ass song.
as a country singer, like he put on makeup and all this shit.
And then some people started singing along, and I don't remember the exact lyrics, but something about like giving Obama the Wuhan flu and cut off the journalist's head like the Saudis do, or
Chop
some
him
shit
up like the Saudis do.
Yeah.
Wuhan
It
flu.
looks like it's only stills from it. I don't see that.
No, there's a video. You
Yeah,
don't
the
be
first
looking at none
one.
of
But
the
it's all
songs,
good. Is
that's
it chop them up like the Saudis do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thoughts, Akash?
So here's the one thing that was a bit unfair. As I researched it a little more, it says white supremacist rally in the article. These guys are actually very anti-racism. They're like a militia group that's like, we believe in guns and all that, but we're not doing this. We're not doing racist shit. And then apparently once like a few people started singing along, they were like, yo, get the fuck out of here. And Sasha showed up with like a ton of security and...
Pussy.
Yeah, I mean, it's also... I mean, these are a group of people that believes in guns. You're going to say some shit to piss them off into their face?
But you're saying calling them white supremacists.
It's a bit unfair. I mean, like, he needed to get it done and... whatever, and make
like
the content.
Not including when they kicked him off for saying it.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was an unfair bit of marketing.
Yeah.
But isn't that usually what he does?
So that's the thing with him. Like I fucking die laughing at some of this shit. Some of the hardest I've ever laughed is at some of like the Ali G stuff or like the Bruno Borat stuff. I mean, like fucking die laughing. That being said, it is the easiest type of humor. Like he literally does like the most juvenile, low-hanging fruit type of humor that exists. He basically finds the ostracized people, like whoever the leading group or the elites are of that country, right? He finds the group that they hate and ostracize and then confirms their bias based on the stereotypes they have. So in America, obviously the leading group are like, you know, lefties and they run Hollywood, etc. So he goes, okay, who do they hate? Oh, they hate these like rednecks. So I'm going to go find white people being racist and then confirm that they're racist, right? So I'll go to this Trump rally or I'll do another thing, etc. And it's like, first of all, you're some fucking spoiled brat that went to Oxford. You don't know dick about America. Right? Like you don't know anything about people in the South at all. All you knew was, okay, I can make money if I come here and confirm how those rich white people feel about those poor white people. So that's what I'll do. Oh, what do Americans hate right now? Oh, they hate Muslims because they're in a war with Muslims. Okay, I'll make a movie where I make Muslims look really bad. The Dictator, right? It's like, I don't see him keeping that same energy, you know, with anything. Like I don't see him coming after Jews at all. He's a Jewish guy. He just points out like white racism and anti-Semitism. I think that's what he's pointing out. I was even looking for characters. I was like, that's interesting. Like, has he ever done a character that shows like Israel-Palestine relations?
So in his Who is America show, I remember being excited about it. Did he go at left-wing people though? Because the clips that went viral were, I mean, they were wild. Like getting fucking senators to say some crazy shit and do some super gay shit or whatever, but like
there was one character he did in that Who's America show, I think it was Aaron Murad, where he plays like an Israeli anti-terrorist guy teaching like people at a corporate office how to like deal with terrorists, and I'm fucking dying laughing. It's hilarious. I mean, he has the guy dress up as an Indian and then have a snake charm, and that's how you bro, it's just like dude, it's hysterical. Bro, I die laughing at it. It's stupid. It is super like juvenile, but it's fucking hilarious. It's just so stupid. That being said, like, I don't know if he's keeping the same energy.
It seems a little bullyish.
It's bullyish, and you don't know anything about the culture. You're some fucking snob from England. You're some rich boy from England, and you front in so you can make money off of these stereotypes that these elites have. That's all you. And I got caught up in it because I was this New York elite, you know, I'm putting quotes on that, but like I was one of these New York coastal guys that knew nothing about the South before I really started to learn about these people, right? And like have family from there so I could really understand their perspective. But like before I was like, oh yeah, look how racist they are. Ha ha ha, I have these feelings. And then I would go, I don't even know these people. Why am I calling them racist?
If you rewatch Borat though, it's just like some funny ass antics. Like the second he gets to New York and he lets he opens up his briefcase and a fucking chicken comes out and starts running around. Like he goes to feminist groups and like picks at them. Like he does go at everybody, but he tends to pick on the rednecks.
I don't think he goes at everybody. I think he goes at white people are racist. I think he goes, white people are racist. I think that's it. And I think we know that. And I don't think we need some guy from England coming here to tell us that. But it seems like that's what that's my...
I laugh on a primal level at him a lot, too.
I die laughing. Again, from a laughing perspective, I'm fucking crying.
Yeah, like that's the end of the goal.
And that's at the end of it, that's what matters. That's what matters. 100%.
Yeah.
What I value about us is we're coming at everybody.
Everybody gets
we'll come at Muslims and we'll come at Jews. We'll come at black people, we'll come at white people, we'll come at Indians. Everybody gets these jokes. His jokes have a specific target.
Yeah.
A specific audience, and he's not keeping that same energy. Not even with himself. He's Jewish. I'm sure there'd be a million jokes he could make about himself, his culture, his people.
He could go at the Hasids.
He could go at the Hasids, but he's not. It's all, you're just going to go at Muslims and white. You're going to go at Muslims and you're going to go at white racist. It's like, really, dog? That's it?
Is there something where it's like he's making fun of Muslims, but in such an exaggerated way that it's like nobody actually believes these things? Like it's almost pointing out like is there something like that? Like he's pointing out
I think he's pointing out the white racism.
The racism.
I think he's pointing out the white racism that they could believe these things about those people, right? 100% he's doing it. But also, who knows? I don't know what he feels. I'll be honest. I have to look at every single one. Again, I die laughing. It's no different than seeing like a fat person fall. It's fucking hilarious. It's no listen to seeing like a dude eat a fucking hot dog and his friends laugh at it. Like that's the type of humor it is to me. But he's not keeping that same energy. And it's kind of annoying when people who aren't from here come here and they trash half the fucking country and they have no clue about those people whatsoever. Yeah. And they're doing it to serve themselves. So it's like, if you, here's my issue with it at the end of the day is, if you're not fighting against racism, you're profiting off of racism just like white people are profiting off of racism, right? You're using racism to line your pockets and you're not exposing that people are racist to us. Motherfucker, we know, we're from here. We know about white racism. You just found out. You got off the boat.
To your point.
You see what I'm saying a little bit?
To your point, I got more annoyed when he started being more socially vocal this year because before I just thought it was, who do I make fun of? All right, well, this is an easy target. Let's make fun of that. That's an easy target. Let's make fun of that. Because I also know, like, the Andy Rooney interview he did when he was pretending to be Ali G and he's interviewing this fucking elite newscaster and just pissing him off with his misuse of grammar and his stupid-ass questions. And, like, I thought, hey, he just makes fun of people that are targets. How can I make fun of this guy? Let's go.
Yeah.
But when he started getting more social, I was like, nobody wants...
What was he doing socially? What was he like?
He recently said some shit like as Sacha Baron Cohen, not as a character, not as a joke. Like he went on, like gave a very long speech about, I don't know, I tuned that shit out immediately, but essentially like the problems with American politics and whatever, how we approach this.
Did he?
That.
I can't recall exactly.
No, this shit went Twitter viral.
Man, shut your mouth.
The other thing that bugs me about him is that oftentimes the people that he's exploiting and making fun of are like typically nothing but like really kind and welcoming to him. Like specifically in Borat, like he like goes into people's homes that know that he's like a foreigner, that know he's from what country you say he's from? Kazakhstan?
Yeah.
But still like let him into their home and let him eat dinner with them and like let him sing the national anthem and then intentionally tries to make them look stupid.
Yeah, he's a piece of fucking shit.
Which to me feels like exploitative. Like
he's exploiting them. He's really and he's profiting off of the racism that he's accusing them of.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you, if you really want to fight racism and you're trying to expose it, give all your money back. Give all the money you made off of showing that people are racist, give it back.
Would you say he's fighting against it a little bit by showing how dumb they are?
I don't think he's fighting at all. I think what he's doing is cleverly editing the video to show that these people are racist. But if you actually look, what Mark was saying is if you actually pull out and you go, wait a minute, they can't be that hateful. If they brought him into their home, they're feeding the guy, they're being sweet to him. And a lot of these people, like even when he was singing a song at the fucking thing, a lot of these people are seeing an idiot on stage and they feel bad for the idiot. So they're trying to make the idiot feel better.
Right. Are they racist or are they trying to agree with someone that they feel bad for?
They feel bad for this motherfucker.
Like when he's singing and he's like, throw the Jew down the well, that song.
Wait, what was that one?
Where he goes to the rodeo and he's singing the song where he's like, singing about trying to kill all the Jews so that America can be free.
This is one of Mark's songs that he's just trying to patch up.
Wait a minute. I remember that. Yeah.
He's in like a country rodeo dressed as a country
hilarious.
singer.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
And he's singing the song, going wild, and all the people kind of like start singing along with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe they're racist, but maybe like they're just trying to go along with this guy from this country.
That's a lot. That was a lot, bro. What I would say is this. I'd be like, yo, keep the same entry, go to Israel and say like throw the Palestinian down the well.
Right.
Like you think you might get a little support?
Yeah.
But you're not gonna do that video.
Right.
Or if you even were like, hey, like if you would never do anything that would expose the people that are paying you. Like he would never do anything that's gonna expose the side of Showtime or the side of HBO or side of whatever network is paying him to do his shows. I don't think he would ever do anything to fuck the bag up. So at the end of the day, you're just doing it for money, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is fine, but don't act like you're like keeping the same energy. Don't act like you taking advantage of these people just like racists take advantage of these people. You part of the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
If you want to make fun of everybody, let's fucking go.
The other wild thing about it is there's one part of Who is America where he's interviewing like a high-ranking politician or some like powerful person in Vegas, and he's making some joke where he's like, "Oh, do you think you could get me a young boy?" And the guy was like, "Well, I can't, but I know someone that could." And he was like,
Shit.
"Wait, what?" And he's like, "Yeah, like I mean, like the cameras are off, right?" And they weren't, but he was like, "Yeah, I could hook it up." And basically was like uncovering like this pedophile ring with this powerful dude. And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to include it in the episode because I felt like it was
You fucking coward.
something. I don't know the exact details. Apparently, after he gave the interview, it explained it. People were like, "Well, why didn't you say something?" He was like, "Oh, I turned it over to the FBI."
Bullshit.
So
You part of it.
he turned it over to the FBI after,
That
but
hurts. Because you could have
You
like
part of
really
it.
done something. You put that out.
Yo, no,
Nobody
no,
trying
no.
to protect these people.
No, hold up. You're in a conversation with a stranger, right? You
Yeah.
make a joke.
Yeah.
We might have to knock this dude out. We make a joke, right? You're in a conversation with a stranger. You make a little joke about getting boys, and he goes, "Honestly, if you wanted a boy, I could probably arrange that. I mean, the cameras are off, right?" The next thing you do is you go to the police and you get this guy arrested. Or you get this guy locked up in some way where you can find out where this fucking boy ring is.
And also, I would lie and be like, yeah, cameras are off. And then I would put it out online immediately. 'Cause I don't know if the
100%.
cops are going to do shit. So, hey, national TV, let's do something. Now,
this
it's
fucking
possible.
fraud.
and then he actually is talking about how you can silence the boy. Like that was his issue. He's like, "Yeah, I molested this kid." He's like talking, "What do I do?" And the guy was like, "Oh, I can get you a lawyer to like silence the kid. I got you."
That's
And he cut that part out of the episode.
Yeah, and he talked about it later, and then there was some backlash, and then apparently he released all the information to the FBI.
So come on now, yo. Come on, bro. You know what time it is. You know what's going on.
That's wild.
Yeah. Why, you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, that's the thing with these guys. These like woke motherfuckers. It's like, you know exactly what you come in here to get the fucking bag. And this is what Americans do. And I don't know why we're so fucking welcoming. And maybe we're not welcoming. Maybe we're so divided that if you just appease one side, we don't care about the other. But like, Americans aren't united enough where we'd come here and go, who the fuck is this foreign rich motherfucker coming here making fun of us? We go, oh, they're making fun of the people. Oh, he's making fun of the people that I don't like or I'm told not to like. Ha ha ha.
We're
You're
so loyal to our
hilarious.
side that if one side was like, nah, having sex with kids is okay, people from that side would be like, yeah, I guess so. Like, I really believe that.
But that how fucked up, like Americans on some level, I wish we would come together and be like, yo, we're not going to let these foreigners come in here and judge us like they know shit. If you come in and you spend some time here and you actually learn about the people you're going to fucking make fun of, okay, fine. But you're not going to just hop off and then just
Like
appease
Trevor Noah and John Oliver.
John Oliver and all these motherfuckers. Like, you're not going to hop off the fucking plane and then appease one side by shitting all over the other
My
side. It's
beef with Trevor
corny.
Noah is you always speak on racism in America, and this is how you want to affect change. Cool. There's a lot of racism in South
Son,
Africa.
apartheid
I would
ended
argue
Thursday.
more. Yo, son, this shit legit ended after The Simpsons. The Simpsons is older than black people being free in South Africa.
So it's like so that's where it's like, and we have to understand is a comedic show, and it has to be a comedic show with a first purpose comedy, because if the first purpose was ending racism, you know where you would start.
Right.
You would start in the place where your family members are enduring that shit all the time.
Right.
Right? But if your first purpose is being like a really famous and wealthy comic, then you're here.
Yes.
And that's how I'm gonna treat you, as someone who just wants to
Yes.
make a lot of money.
Yes. And
But
this
I'm not
is-
going to take you seriously politically, because if you really wanted to help, you want to start at home.
And this is the most fertile market for conscious comedy. That's how progressive America is. You can make the most money here being progressive and fighting racism. South Africa, you ain't gonna make as much over there because the white people there are probably like,
Yeah, it is something rubs me the wrong way, man. Something
a
rubs,
thing.
especially with the Sacha Baron Cohen dude. Like, it's always, I've laughed my fucking ass off. I was laughing today when I was watching a clip, but there was always something about it that maybe it was what you said, Mark. It was just exploitive, and it seemed like it was just exploiting people who kind of were being nice and taking someone in.
see, I didn't see it as social because I was like, oh, he's being straight mean to some of these people who are letting him into his house, but it is still funny, so funny is funny, and I laugh. Yeah. I didn't see it as like trying to push any social agenda. Recently, he started being more social, and even then, I think I kind of dissociated the two. Like, he's just being social now.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
But if his point is, I want to expose these underbellies of America, it's like, nah, that ain't it.
yeah, if you can look at it just being funny and kind of see it almost as like Jackass, but
then it's
not-
great.
That's how,
Yeah.
and the way he opens Borat with the fucking chicken, and then he starts unpacking in the elevator room. He's like, I won't go to a small, in the elevator, he's like, I won't go to a smaller hotel room.
Yeah.
Because, like, It's all just, to me, primarily funny.
Yeah, but to try to make some sort of greater deduction about like American society through it seems
shut your mouth.
If he's doing that, that's
you
whack,
spoiled little rich boy from Oxford. Shut the fuck up. How dare you come here and make fun of us? Eventually, Americans, we're going to have enough pride together where we're like, yo, who the fuck do you think you are? The balls that you would have to have. Like, how divided are America that we will just let someone who knows nothing about half the country make fun of them and laugh along and exalt them and make them worth tens of millions of dollars.
We don't identify with that half of the
We
country.
got to start identifying, yo. That's our brothers, bro. That's our brothers and sisters right there. We just letting them get clowned. You're from the South.
I say that. There's a lot of good people from the South. Some of them want to kill me. Also, mainly good people. Just a small percentage of people got me on the list.
There people want to kill you here. Go to Bensonhurst. Go to Bay Ridge.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. You talking about DeStefano and Giannis?
Both of them. Them hyenas will gobble you up.
Yo, son, throw me to the wolf, yo.
Nah, in all seriousness, like, you can find hateful people anywhere.
Yes.
It's never a question.
Yes.
You know, it's just weird that we gotta have a little bit more pride in that regard. We gotta cut that shit out. We gotta cut. Or you just come for everybody, and then I love it. If the people who come for everybody, I fucking love you. I think you're the man. I think that's why Jon Stewart, low key, was just such a GOAT, bro.
Yeah, he's
it's
the
like
best.
that motherfucker would come for everybody, man.
Yeah.
And he talked to everybody. He'd go on Bill O'Reilly shit like, yo, what's up, bro? Let's chop it up. He's not going to hang out in his little corner in his safe space and only have the, the softball interviews thrown to him and all that shit. Nah, I want the smoke.
And we know a guy who worked with Jon Stewart and was like, through and through, he was just the best dude.
Yeah.
Like in every way, just a fucking real dude.
Yeah.
You remember before the podcast, we were talking about comedians after they have like a really big hit. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Al brought up a very interesting point, which is like, is it hard for comedians once they have a big hit to maintain that level of funny? It's not just stand-ups, like comedic actors, all these people. You brought up Steve Carell.
Yeah.
You think that Steve Carell, Office Days great, hasn't had a hit since?
Nothing as good as The Office.
Chappelle?
He hasn't done TV or movies since. So
right.
I think I wouldn't say afraid, but I don't think he's willing to come back to the screen because they're just going to compare it to
Chappelle Show. Ooh, afraid of not living up to that expectation.
And so I was bigging up Jon Stewart because I'm like, all right, he might see all the missteps of other people. That's why he stayed away from TV. He hasn't done TV, movies, anything really. He has?
Yeah, our boy Robbie worked on the show. It was a cartoon show, but the technology for the cartoons didn't exist.
It was supposed to be a cartoon news show that made fun of both sides of the media.
But even that, it's like it's a cartoon show. It's not him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So what he would say is like when they would have these conversations, just talk politics, he'd get like all emotional, and then he would say like, "You see why I can't do this for a living? Be in front of it was literally killing me. Like this guy really cares.
Yeah,
and it's not fake. It's not phony. Like he's doing this in a fucking barn where he lives or wherever.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to New York. He's not that guy. He just like really cares, and when they talk about it, he get all fucking worked up.
Oh, word?
And he's like, I couldn't do it anymore, man. It's actually killing me.
Ooh, I respect that. That's what's up.
Yeah, nah, he's a fucking beast.
But
bro.
to your point, when he felt like this isn't going to be what I want it to be quality-wise, cut it. That's why he cut it. The technology isn't good enough. This isn't going to be quality like I want it to be quality. Yeah. Cut it.
I admire that, yo.
It's
Don't
so
put out
dope.
the bullshit.
That's what's
So
up.
dope.
Yeah.
HBO, take your money back. Whatever we need to do, that's fine. This ain't working.
I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely keep that money. But
He
I
put
would give
out,
it
he
my
put out a
best
movie,
effort.
right? Or produced a movie or
Yeah,
something
there's
like
a
that?
movie going around. Yeah, there's a
I
movie
wanna
going
check
around.
that out.
His PR company actually hit us up, and they were like, "Would you like to have John on for Brilliant Idiots?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And let me know. And then they hit me back, and they were like, "John, pass." And I'm like, "Y'all asked me. What? You can't pass on asking me. Isn't that the weirdest? You want to go to prom? Yeah, actually, I'd pass."
Well, Charlamagne asked him to do Breakfast Club.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess what happened is
a
they
bad
got Breakfast Club interview. He interviewed him on Breakfast Club, so I guess that it would be redundant or some shit. But like, I thought that shit was so funny. The nerve to ask me. I say yeah, and then hit me back like he passed. Like, bitch, find what shit he wants to do first.
John, we would love you on Flagrant 2. All right?
Yeah, we would. Not from you, bitch. We can go direct to John.
Yeah, 100%.
That's like me on how I used to be on dating apps. Like
Yeah.
I would just swipe right
On everyone.
Yeah,
and they
just-
like you, and then you're like, nah, I'm not
fine, but
interested.
yeah, I just want to. I just want to
That's
see
what I
you're
felt
on.
like.
Yeah.
I felt like one of your All right, in all seriousness, we got a couple sports things that we got to discuss because some cool, interesting things happen in
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
So, Akash, bring us in.
So, Patriots are, you want to talk about,
How the fuck do they find a way?
but you want to talk about great marketing?
Go.
So, the Patriots got caught filming another team again. The Bengals. They said it was for a part of some TV series they were shooting,
Right.
and they accidentally caught their footage.
Right.
I love the Patriots. I love Bill Belichick, but they are for sure cheaters. It's too many times, and you can't have this many excuses. So they got caught. They got $1 million fine,
Whoa.
and they lost a third-round draft pick, which third round, that's like good players. You're still getting a good starter in the third
Yep.
round.
Yep.
So to cover for what all I'm sure the blowback would be, they signed Cam Newton for less than what they're getting fined. And now you don't hear about the fine. You don't hear about the draft pick. All you hear about, and I think it's a great signing regardless, but all you hear about is, the Patriots got Cam Newton for nothing. Here we go again. Let's go. Let's get them the Super Bowl.
That's funny because that is all I heard
That is
about.
all you
I
heard.
didn't hear about this fine. I hear. About
I
the
barely
cheating.
heard about
That's
it. If I
funny.
wasn't an avid fan of Tiki Wiki, I wouldn't know about it.
Bro, it is unbelievable how they manage to do it every single fucking time.
And I don't. So a lot of people are saying like,
I don't know if you guys hear this. Can y'all hear it? If you-
Probably.
If
It
you
just
guys
started
hear
raining,
it,
so,
it
yeah.
just started pouring rain, like torrential downpour,
Monsoon.
and we're on the highest floor in our building, really high, and
house bitch.
fourth floor, but whatever. It is. So you're actually hearing it on the roof if you hear that, but it probably will go away. But anyway, go on.
So Cam Newton, I was a massive Cam Newton fan. He has not been the same since that Super Bowl. Like
Right.
everybody's trying to make this a race issue and like why'd he get paid so little? He got paid like $1 million because he hasn't been really good.
Incentive laden though, you could.
It is heavily incentivized, but Richard Sherman was like, this is a travesty. He's a transcendent talent.
Yeah.
How'd he get paid so little?
Yeah.
White quarterbacks get paid so much. Black quarterbacks getting paid. Teddy Bridgewater got a $33 million signing bonus
right,
a few months ago.
right.
What Cam Newton was in 2015 when he won the MVP, he has not been the same since.
Yeah.
And he also has not played in a year and a half because his shoulder was shot.
Right.
He fucked up his foot with a serious injury, Liz Frank.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the same. But the Patriots went 11-5 with Matt Castle when Tom Brady got hurt.
Right,
I don't give a fuck how Cam Newton is feeling. He's better than Matt Castle healthy.
right.
So I think they're contenders again. I just do.
I think that, I agree with you. And also, not as much is going to be asked of Cam Newton if he's on the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Patriots had an amazing run game last year, right?
Yep.
And I think Cam will have to manage the game. And he is more than capable, if he comes close to his prior form,
Yeah.
of managing a game, especially when you have the offensive line the Patriots have and you have the coach and the Patriots have. So I think it's the ideal situation for him to potentially make a comeback and make more money. And I think that was the conversation. I think the conversation is, look, we're going to make you look great, motherfucker. You're not going to have to do shit. We're going to give you the easiest throws to complete. We're going to do the best, but you're going to manage the fucking game. You're going to play 1 year with us and you're going to get a 3-year deal after this for crazy money, which we're not going to pay for.
Right.
Because we're going to be developing a new quarterback under you or this, that, the other.
Yep.
So this works better for both of us. What you could do is go make $15 million on another team and suck because that other team sucks.
Yep.
Right? And then you don't get another contract after it. I think this is, Richard Sherman is talking about this in a too short of a time window. He's actually not giving Cam enough credit for how intelligent a move this is.
I think this is like what Teddy Bridgewater did. Teddy Bridgewater could have probably started for a lot of teams, especially after 1 year sitting and getting healthy with the Saints.
Yeah.
He said, let me sit one more year, let me learn a little more. And then he got his chance, shined, and then he got $33 million guaranteed, which is a great move.
And if you looked at his 1 year thing and you'd probably be like, hey, you played well, you did amazing. Like, why are you taking such short money? This is what they do to black quarterbacks. Or if you look at Teddy like, oh, he's actually a really brilliant guy. He's got a plan here. And then next year he makes that $33 million guaranteed. You're like, oh, this has worked out perfectly.
And I don't know that Cam was getting $15 million offers, but the best move is to go to Bill Belichick. And to be honest, his old coach, Ron Rivera, gets a lot of credit. And he's like, everybody in Washington is happy he's there. I think Ron Rivera ruined Cam Newton.
Why?
Because Cam Newton is massive. So they would run him all the time.
Too much, yeah.
And Cam Newton also, this is on him, just because you're bigger than most linebackers doesn't mean you should just try to run all of them over because
Yeah.
eventually that damage adds up.
Yeah.
But if you have a coach that's willing to say, like, you know what? Like Kyler Murray's coach in Arizona, Cliff Kingsbury, he's not having Kyler run a lot. Kyler's also smart. And he knows I'm a little motherfucker. I
gonna
can't
get
take a lot of
destroyed out
punishment.
here, yeah.
But his coach is also not having him scramble a bunch, not having him get hit.
Yeah.
You need a coach that won't wear you the fuck out. Bill Belichick is not going to run a bunch of running plays for Cam.
Yeah.
I think he's got to know more than that.
Yeah.
So he's going to have Cam throwing, easy throws, set it up. We got a great defense. Run game, I don't know if it was great or not, but like, we'll be good enough.
Right.
Let's just get this done. You'll go make money somewhere else. We'll keep developing QB.
You think he's going to be disciplined enough to adopt the system?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
think-
mean, everybody falls in line. Ocho Cinco fell in line.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the Patriots. I think this is a really
We
smart
saw
move.
what AB,
Say what?
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, but he also he was falling in line.
fell in
He got
line.
arrested or whatever the fuck, so the Patriots cut him.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he had a
it wasn't-
sexual assault charge,
Yes.
and he spoke. Matter of fact, they probably would have kept him, but he went on Instagram and spoke about the sexual assault charge.
Yeah.
And I think that was the issue where they're
Yeah.
like, Patriots, we keep everything in house. You let us handle it. I'm sure the Patriots are like, yo, we have the PR team here. We will put out the fires. We had a murderer on our fucking team, right? We put out the fires, but AB went his way, and then they clipped him, and he begged for his job back. He knew what he did. He apologized, right? Like, he apologized to everybody in the organization. He's still been on some fuck the NFL shit, but he ain't on fuck the Patriots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Maybe
I think
Kraft.
he might have said fuck a couple people. He said fuck a couple of Patriots, but then left a couple out. It was like an odd thing.
Fair.
But I think he's just trying to save face because he knew he fucked up. But
Yeah.
now if I apologize, I look like a bitch and nobody's hiring me, I might as well make it seem like
Yeah.
I am in control of the narrative, which he wasn't.
Well, okay. Last thing before we get out of here. Drake's coming into the bubble, I think.
Wait, what?
Really?
Yeah, so the bubble is in Orlando. There's a couple things going on that are quite interesting. The bubble in Orlando, they call it a bubble because literally no one in, no one out. Right? So the bubble is this for the NBA playoffs, the end of the season and playoffs that are about to happen in Orlando, where the entire league is going to go to this place in Orlando, no one in, no one out. And a massive problem is, and apparently this is what all the players are asking about,
Yeah, obviously. I don't even need you to finish this.
pussy. These guys, even if they are married, are just tearing through pussy on the road. They got side chicks in every city. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not snitching on everybody, but we all know what the fuck time it is.
Yeah.
Guys, just pick up a book.
So, so if you're in the bubble, they're not going to be flying bitches in and out. That's locked in. So the dudes are rightfully asking, yo, are we supposed to go 2 months without pussy? That being said, you're going to get the best play that you've ever had. I mean, it's going to be super aggressive. Maybe it's going to be back to the 80s where they were just
Son,
swinging on
fights, yo.
motherfuckers. Imagine the most testosterone-induced human beings on the planet
With no
not being
release.
able to let that testosterone out.
Bro, it's like jail ball.
It's jail ball, dude. This is going to be The Replacements or whatever that movie was.
Oh, yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
The Replacements?
Longest yard.
Longest Yard, yeah. So they're going to be in there, but a big issue is with the girls. And then I heard a rumor that Drake might be coming into the bubble.
Breaking news.
Yeah, so maybe we get Drake in
That's
the
a
bubble.
problem, yo. And I actually think it's a smart move on Drake's part.
Yep.
But Drake ain't gonna be able to go 2 months without getting pussy. Drake gonna be bringing motherfuckers in and out.
So
Like,
he doesn't have to stay the whole
Follow the
time.
rules, right?
No, I think I think everybody there. The person that is going to come up the most are these bitches that are working like the chicken tender machine. You know what I mean? Filling
They gonna be
Coca-Colas
getting
up.
pregnant.
Yo, I'm saying if you have a job in Orlando working in the bubble and you are a girl, you are going to catch yourself a ball player. You might not get pregnant, but you definitely going to get some dick and you're going to be fucking way out of your league because you're the only pussy in the bubble.
Son, you better do what you can to be the baddest tender bitch.
Son,
Yo,
fry them up.
fuck Tinder. This Tenders.
This tenders, dog. I wonder if the cheerleaders are going to go down because they're going to get smoked out.
That's the solution. Is you bring quietly like a set number of hoes in, and that's just these are the bitches for the 2 months.
If you are a dude in Orlando and talk to your family members, if you're a dude in Orlando, they got a girlfriend that's working in a bubble, and she's like, babe, I can't see you for the next couple months. I got to work in a bubble.
It's a
Kiss
wrap.
that bitch. Goodbye.
yeah.
She belongs to the bubble now.
She belongs to the bubble, bro.
She blowing in that bubble.
Yo, real talk. It's over, yo. Your
It
girl's
is.
getting fucking cracked.
I was gonna do a sound effect, but I couldn't think of one except a whip. I was like, that's tense.
Probably not good.
Yeah.
Probably not. But some of them look like whips, I bet.
Do you know more like details or rules with this bubble situation? Like,
Nobody in, nobody out.
Wow.
I think once you leave, you're gone.
It's gonna be some people ready to lose out that bitch.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get the fuck up out of here, man. I'm just trying to
If
go
you
home.
know you're not going to be able to beat the Lakers, if you know you're not going to beat, the fucking Raptors or whatever, you might as well just leave and get some pussy.
Lakers Clippers is going to be the only good series because LeBron and Kawhi are the only guys who want to win. Yeah. Everybody else like, get me home, yo. I'm trying to get back to these bitches.
Yeah, dude.
LeBron is like, yo, I don't got that much time left. I could put it on hold for 2 months. Also, probably he could get girls in and out. Nobody can say shit. And Kawhi, he doesn't have sexual feelings anyway.
He's just a robot.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, that LeBron shut down all that we're not going to play talk.
Yo,
Right? There are a few players talking about that. Hey, man, we shouldn't play. Keep the focus on the issues.
The whole Brooklyn Nets.
The whole Nets. And then LeBron was like, y'all ain't in the playoffs anyway with your bum asses. You going to be protesting. Protesting is for you.
So there's no families in the bubble either.
I think whoever comes in stays.
But can you bring your family?
I don't know. I gotta look. I gotta look.
Do some shit like that.
I think they just fly in as many hoes as they can. There's just gonna be the house for the hoes.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, that's just what
and you
they-
can't make it public. That's the problem, is keeping it quiet. Everybody gonna run their fucking mouth. But quietly, you need to bring in 30 to 100 bitches, and then just this is your job.
Son, this is what Epstein did. I mean, they were too young, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But that's essentially what they were organizing.
Legal Epstein, legal
You
island.
need a legal Epstein.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it.
But don't you think
Legal.
that'll make people territorial? They're like, yo, that's my side piece. Like,
Nah, a little bit, but
they
then
be-
y'all could hash that out on the court.
They share all the hoes, man.
They share all hoes, but because there's an abundance of hoes.
Oh.
When you have a limited number of hoes,
Finite hoes.
finite hoes is a problem. Someone's got to organize these hoes.
Hey, why don't you march yourself to that bubble? Go park in that motherfucker. You want to be sluts? Go walk to the fucking bubble.
Bro, whose job is it to organize the 100 or so hoes?
A slut march to the hotel. That's what you need.
You put them up in a hotel, put them up in Magic Kingdom. They could play in the fucking resorts all day or play in the Harry Potter world.
I'm saying that's universal, yo. That's
Whatever.
not a part of the bubble.
That's not a part of the bubble.
Oh, I ain't going.
These bitches could be in Animal Kingdom the way they finna get dogged out.
It's an interesting thing, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. I wonder if people start to get real angry.
Ooh, first game July 30th.
When is this supposed to? Oh, July 30th?
First game, but they're like-
I'm going to be looking at some of these Instagram hoes. I'm going to see
To
if.
see where they at. Oh, if
Yeah.
you see any girl posting near a Mickey Mouse,
Son, ain't gonna be no posting.
she for the street. No, she for the bubble, bro.
Pay attention to the bitches not posting.
Ooh.
Because they're the ones that are in the bubble and you can't let nobody know you're
If
in
a
the
bitch
bubble.
stops posting, she only posts like in the gym in a hotel or in
Yeah.
a hotel bedroom. She's a bubble bitch.
Damn, it's-
Yo,
That bitch a bubble.
Oh, that's the title.
Yo.
Damn. It's like All-Star Weekend, but
But for a month.
yeah.
whole month,
You think
yeah.
these girls could take it? How they gonna get their birth control in the
gonna.
bubble? How they gonna get their day after pill?
Somebody gonna get all that shit. They're gonna
Drake. That's on Drake. Drake got to come through with a Louis Vuitton bag a day after. Right?
Yo.
Put that shit in the breakfast buffet.
All these
right
bitches-
at the end of it, next to the bread. You know, you can get the bagel and you put it in a toaster machine. Right next to that,
Bread
got to be
bagel
the
birth control. That's the setup right there. Everybody taking 2 months of birth control down there. Like that's just not
You
even
got to.
not even a question.
You got to, bro. And then you just crack an asshole.
Actually, to be honest, these bitches ain't taking no birth control there.
they're trying to get got.
Yeah.
I think that's why you need to test these bitches for COVID, and you need to test them for not UTI, IUD.
Yeah. Oh, yo, you got to be IUD'd up.
You got to be IUD'd up.
You get D'd down. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? Get that chip in your arm. You could put a chip in these girls' arm like they're a dog.
Doggy.
You could chip a girl
Put that
up.
shit behind her shoulder. Where's
You
she
put it.
going?
No, they put it right in this muscle right here. So every time she jerks off, she remembers, bro. Every time she jerked that dick, she see that chip. You should be able to see that chip pop out. Real talk, you should be able to tap your dick on it like you're putting food through the ringer at the grocery store, just like boop, like that.
Just kills all the sperm?
Low key, you should be able to put your balls on a chip and then zaps all the sperm in your balls, so you could still let it out, but they don't swim.
Paralyze them.
Did I just make some fire shit up? Imagine you just take your balls on a girl's arm and just boop. Just imagine that, Akash. What do you usually do with your balls before sex?
I do exactly that. I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
don't play no games with your balls?
Nah, what you playing?
Oh, dude, I always do that shit.
Tic-tac-toe? What you playing?
I don't know. Sometimes I'll squeeze them like that and I'll turn them into a little butt.
Into a little butt?
You know, because they go like that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Or some lips. You know what I'm saying? But they're just like some big lips like mine.
Yeah.
And then I'll just give it a little kiss to my girl. I'll just go mwah, like on her leg or knee.
That's cute. That's cute. You got no top lip.
Yeah, no.
That's
What?
wild. You got no top lip. Mark got better lips than you.
Man,
On the
get out of
low,
here. Mark
on
ain't
the
got no
low.
lips. He's also French, bro. He's been sucking on baguettes his whole life, dude. But no, for real, top lip, I got a bigger top lip than you.
You can't even say it.
Come on, son, because I was smiling. When I smile, it goes away. But when I'm not smiling, when I'm fucking stone cold,
Oh, all right, we're done.
nah, come on, bro. Hold on. Give me my single, Al.
Disgust.
I didn't just body that.
Nah,
son.
not at all.
Son, that was trash.
Come on, bro.
And you ain't invited in the bubble. I'll tell you
I'm
that
really
much.
surprised we got through this whole podcast and we didn't have to hear about your golden retriever doodle.
Yo, can I tell y'all something about dogs that I didn't realize, bro?
Son, this guy.
Here we go.
It's disgusting.
Here we go.
You know how like when you get like a
Honeymoon is over.
you get like a video game system, like the shit comes with some demos or whatever.
Yeah.
These dogs don't come with nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it don't even retrieve.
Yeah, you got to train them for everything.
I thought that's dog. Like, I was throwing the shit and it would just look at it and then would maybe get it and then stay there.
Are you sending that shit back?
What?
You gonna send it back?
No, I love this little motherfucker, bro. I love him.
I'm telling you, you're going to love them, and there's going to be times where you're like, let's just let this fucking thing go.
I think that usually is the case if you have to clean up after him. But I don't do that. So I just love the fuck out of this little motherfucker.
Nah, it's
You know what I
going to
mean?
be frustrating. I'm telling you.
No, it is. And my other dog's a cunt. So like, and she's just being a real bitch around
yeah?
this.
Do they
And
get along?
yeah, she's a real bitch of a dog. She's a fucking bitch. And she's like,
She is
my
a bitch.
pup, Sabi, wants to play, and I get that's annoying, but this other dog who's older, like kind of like nips at her.
Yeah, you got to
like-
teach her, though. That's how she learns to play.
Say again?
That's how Wasabi's going to learn to play with other dogs.
What?
Is she gets nipped a little bit, and then she's like, oh, okay, I can't do too much.
Really?
Yeah. Dead ass. They be communicating, these dogs.
Oh, I just be abusing the other dog every time she nips in my little baby, bro. One thing, I don't really abuse it, but one thing I did learn, like, you know how parents say like, we don't have favorites with our kids.
Yeah.
That's a lie. I have a clear favorite with my dog.
Yeah, that's your dog, though. The other one, your dog.
I adopted it. It's more like a stepson.
You stepped into a house with, it's a stepson.
Yeah.
You wifed your girl, and
Yeah.
then she had that dog and that kid, and just that's yours.
Let me
now,
tell
I
you
guess.
how much I don't believe those videos, you know, where the stepdad adopts the daughter after 18 years of raising her or some shit like that. He don't love you. Don't fall for that shit. He don't love your ass. You think he loves your ass? What was that Patrice joke? Hugging someone's sperm. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here with all that. That's too extra. He adopted you because your mom asked you to.
Oh, did Patrice raise another girl though and love her?
Yeah, but he's like, that's someone else's sperm. That's what it is.
God.
Anyway, more dog talk on a Patreon. We love y'all. Patreon episode last week, or I don't know, next week. I don't know what's happened, but this Patreon exploding, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know if y'all been spreading the word. I don't know if the ether is ready, or if people know that the cancel culture is out there. So the, you know, the asshole army is going to support the one thing that we have to fight against that shit. But like, the Patreon is fucking exploding, bro.
10,000.
We
crossed
over 10,000
on Friday. Now we're at like 10,300, I think.
So I don't know
we
what
at,
the
Al?
fuck is going on, but like, thank y'all. Patreon.com. If you guys don't know what a Patreon is, it's another episode that we have. And And every week they're on Fridays, and there's a paywall that we put behind. It's $5 a month. There's another one for $10 a month, and then a captain level for $25 a month. Each tier gets different things, but man, we appreciate you spreading the word. Again, this is not for everybody. This is just for the people that you know fuck with the flagrancy, and we go nuts on that shit. And apparently it's something y'all fuck with, man. So we're so grateful that you would even spread the word about it. It means a lot to us. Just want to say thank you, man. And
for real.
Yeah, it really gives us a lot of security to keep doing whatever the fuck we do, because we're not worried, man. We got it. We got it held down. So we'll see y'all Friday. All right? Peace, love.
God bless.